first place is Alliance Powder for the Dusty Dogs. Bush Bandits and Lucky Llamas not seeing any points, but keep in mind we have 4 winners from NA. Let's take a look at those. So Cypher, I mean, you're a Bush Bandit.
Yeah.
So what's going on here, man? What happened?
At least Reverse got us on the board. Nitro is busy winning, the actual tournaments and the races. He needs to slow down just a little bit.
Nitro, you're too strong. We need to nerf you.
Amigos, bienvenidos a un nuevo directo de la semana 5 del torneo FALL SKIRMISH de Fortnite. Hoy sí los voy a acompañar frecuentemente, voy a estar hablando, dialogando con ustedes. Pues cualquier cosa me lo van comentando, cómo va el directo, si se ve bien, si sabe cómo se ve.
Points right behind them, though. Dusty Dogs, 2,865. In 4th, Rift Raiders with 2,590. And the Lucky Llamas are left in 5th place with 2,445 points.
Zeke, you'll notice that the top 3 right now are really close, just 100 points between each other. So after the competitions today, you can definitely expect some shifts potentially happening between Bush Bandits, Fortnites, and the Dusty Dogs. And even Rift Raiders and Lucky Llamas, if they come out strong today, they could jump up a few places. So I'll be excited to see how the score settles down after today.
Yeah, absolutely. With that being said, before we continue, what do you think you're looking forward to seeing in the meta? Obviously, this week we saw the introduction of the Quad Crasher. We've seen some very interesting clips, things come out of that, like rotations and whatnot. What do you think?
So when the Quad Crasher first released, initially I was like, okay, this is cool. It's like the ATK a little faster, but some people have been doing some crazy stuff with it. I've seen some insane late game rotations with the Quad Crasher. I've seen some eliminations with the Quad Crasher. It's definitely something that's really early, and if I see a team pull something off, it will be insane and risky. But I really do hope we see someone use it in the late game rotations, because you can go flying with that thing, and people will not expect it. It's very fast. Very
fast indeed. With that, we'll take a look at the format. Every week we swap things up. We're returning to a fan favorite Royale Flush. Keep in mind we are on the duo format. Victory Royales are worth 3 points. Second place are worth 2, and fourth and fifth are worth 1 point.
Eliminations. 8 eliminations is going to net you 3 points. 6 to 7 is going to get you 2, and 4 and 5 is going to get you 1 point. And if you end up getting 8 eliminations and the Victory Royale, it's going to be a Royale Flush. It's going to get you an extra 2 points. And don't be surprised if the team that ends up coming home in first place is the team that gets the most Royale Flushes.
That's right, and there's also a bonus incentive on top of the Royale Flush, and that is if a team lands a Royale Flush, they're going to get $10,000. That is per Royale Flush. Before even placing Cypher, on top of that, we have the extra $25K for most eliminations in a single match throughout the day. That'll be for NA and EU. And these happen before even placing. I mean, take a look at the prize pool on top of the club points. It's going to be a big day.
Yeah, and most likely the team that ends up getting the Royale Flush is most likely the team that will have the most eliminations at the end of this. So that's $35,000 that they could potentially walk away with outside of placements.
Yeah.
And if a team does get Royale Flush, they're almost guaranteed to be placed. So it's a lot of money.
Can't wait, ladies and gentlemen. Home, don't forget to use that hashtag Fall Skirmish. You know we love hearing from you. Don't forget to rep your favorite club. And obviously, let us know what you think of Cypher. The answer is he's incredible. I'm going to save you the trouble. Just tweet that at Cypher. At Cypher, you are incredible.
Thank you so much, Zeke.
There it is. That's all you need to know. With that, though, we're getting ready to hop into game number 1. Don't forget, we have 6 games heading your way today. And this is just the first one. So what are you hoping to see coming out of the European scene, Cypher?
Vamos para la primera.
There's a lot of really stacked teams,
batalla.
so we're going to see some crazy plays.
Match.
Some good matchups. I'm interested to see how people use the floating Loot Lake Island. I'm actually not even sure where it is right now on the map. It's constantly moving.
Constantly.
Last I checked, it was somewhere near the middle.
That's right.
Near Dusty
between Dusty and Tilted Towers. Things are happening. Things are moving. Let's not forget, we also have returning competitor Alanis Mitro here, who is paired up with someone he's very familiar with. So, it's going to be a pretty interesting day, all things considered. But taking a look at the current bus, it's not the most ideal bus, right? You have a little bit of a less room to play with, because now you have to make these farther travels to say, like down at Lucky Landing, even the likes of Fatal Fields and Plush Factory. You have to be in the air longer.
Yeah, and the longer you are in the air, the people who land early, they'll have more materials. You could land and people will already have a few hundred materials and shields and weapons. It'll be interesting to see how people use that center island, because I've watched a few scrims recently, And having control of that island late game is very vital when it comes to maneuvering around the map. So you'll see people fighting on there, and you'll see people sitting on there waiting for the circle to push them out.
Right off the bat, take a look at this. Solary, MZ, and Airwalks. One of the very powerful God. Start the game with a quad launcher. That's what you like to see, man. I actually caught up with Myth earlier on in the week, and he was very excited to see people utilizing the quad launcher more. It's very effective, especially when you're fighting against people that are kind of turtling. You can force them to take fights.
Very rapid shots. A lot different than any of the other explosives in the game. Yeah. Razaru is here, and he's contested. Him and his partner are going Fnatic Jarl, and his partner are at Motel right now. They're very limited on their resources, but I can definitely see him using some of these boogie bombs to try to turn the fight around. The boogie bombs recently got changed to where they drop in stacks of 2. And it's extremely useful when it comes. Oh, Chef also has a set of boogie bombs, so that's 4 boogie bombs for Chef and Razaru.
So they're gonna make it rain boogie bombs.
Oh, they're gonna be dancing, yes. So if they can use these properly, they can clean up this very easily. Even a really good player getting hit with a boogie bomb, a lot of times people become very predictable. They start jumping up and down. When somebody jumps, there's only one way they can go. They can go down, and these players are experienced enough to land that headshot on the jump.
Yeah.
Now Beehive, he has the portal rift, so if they need to get out of here, they can. There's also some rifts right outside, so it'll be interesting to see. I think both these teams right now are just kind of, they want to see what the other team wants to do. Are they going to fight? Are they going to, rotate out? They're playing it very safe, and that's just kind of how you have to go in the early game.
Yeah, Razor is definitely familiar with this type of territory. This is not a new place to him. He cracks Beehive, though. I really hope, like you're saying, man, just use the boogie bombs. Chuck one out. At least then you have 3 left in reserves. You won't lose too much. Now it looks like he's going to get aggressive. You heard one of the boogies go off there. Jarl making that rotation around. Beehive's dropped low as well.
Razor's really weak right now.
Is he going to go down? He's solo.
He went down. It's a 1v2 right now. They haven't used the boogie bombs yet. I don't think they even can at this point.
Not fast enough. Jarl and Beehive make quick work of the 2 there. And now Motel is theirs. Now, keep in mind, there wasn't really much healing around in general. So, unfortunately, Beehive is going to be having to deal with this small health pool for now. But like you talked about, man, they've got all these rifts here. They also have the rift to go as well. So they can make some rotations.
There's maybe a vending machine that could have shields or medkits available. You always got to remember the vending machines. A lot of people tend to forget them. Right. But when you're left alone like that, you can farm, and you could potentially get medkit or a shield or minis off of the vending machine. Retail Row, 2 teams here as well. They're both busy farming and collecting loot. Some good weapons on Pappy, the silenced epic assault rifle and the golden heavy sniper. So
that's what you just like start the game. You're just like, let me just find the most secret weapon and the strongest weapon all in one go.
Both sitting at 100 shields, both farming. They have a good amount of materials for the early game. There's a team, you can see there's a team rotating from the trucks up north. So we might see them collide here, or those guys might just back out.
Over to Rasmussen and Azrod, who are actually near that floating island like you talked about. And again, I mean, just look how many people are close by. Alliance taking Sif down below in Dusty Divot. We saw a team down south from them. This is the team inside the divot right now. I mean, look, there's even a duo within the actual divot itself, farming up materials, collecting loot. I'm actually kind of digging this circle. It's not, I would consider this like a safe circle. You know, not many people have to go that far to get into the safe zone, which is good.
Speaking of the circle, a lot of times teams who land in the center, they might be contested, but if they can either eliminate the teams that contest them or rotate away, the benefit of being in the middle and being in the initial circle is you have a lot more time to farm and collect weapons and materials and get your shields up, while the teams that are away from the circle, they still have enough time to farm, but then they also have to account for rotating into the circle and potentially getting into fights.
Over.
Mark,
he's not looking good over at Snobby Shores. He's currently
got the trap down.
Does it? It clips one player. Ads is dropped low, but he is now down, and they are going to execute him for that elimination. That was actually super low. He goes down. Ads goes down. His teammate is up top. Riddle gets it down. Is it enough?
That is insane. That he walked into the trap, even though it was already up. He must have forgotten about it or just gotten a little bit distracted. but I cannot believe he walked into that trap again. They really fumbled that, to be honest with you. That was theirs to win, and unfortunately did not go their way. Little build fight over here.
Lucky landing, seeing some action. Now keep in mind, the storm is starting to move. We got a minute 30 before it overtakes this area. So they need to start making this disengage. Dalo and Dollar Games against Jules and his teammate. Now they've got the high ground. I mean, look, they got the Porta Fort. The mats are looking really great. 679 wood.
Oh, that's a really good first shot right there.
Jules, he's not looking too pretty right now. He's going to go down. Now the question is, where's Jules' teammate? Down below. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Dollar Games is just keeping his
pouncing on him.
It's Brox there, Uncle Brox. And now look, they just keep him down. They just have to keep him pinned down, keep him away from Jules. But look, Cypher, the storm is already coming in.
This is one of the downsides of landing near the edge of the map is if you get into these fights and they last too long, both you and the team that you are fighting could potentially get eaten up by the storm.
Now Brox could turn this whole thing around. He just needs to hit his shots. Dalo here, I mean, he already cracked.
Voy a quitar un momento el sonido
no more shields.
Acá con el directo.
But I mean, even winning this fight, it's not really a true win for them because the storm, the lack of resources. So like these guys, you know, luckily for him, he has a med kit, and maybe they have some loot that they acquired from eliminating those opponents. But now they got to rotate in the storm. Low on resources, low on materials. When you get into those early game fights, it's almost like you're trying to eliminate the opponents without using as many resources as possible. But if you don't use enough, you might lose the fight. So it's a bit of a mind game. Like, should I spend 500 resources here to try to eliminate these guys? Should I rotate away? And you try to win with as minimal, you know, building as possible. But sometimes you build too little, you end up losing the fight.
Right, exactly. Now Blacksuit here engaged. He's coming out of the storm. Ooh, almost takes fall damage, but he's okay. Now he drops and cracks that player for a lot. We've seen the kill feed. Heisel has knocked out Dollar Games, and Madsen takes down Yoshi. And look, Madsen is dropped super low. So down below, Solar Yoshi's just chilling. Genside Madsen is like, I'm gonna med. Solar Yoshi, I promise I will do my best to protect you.
Good pyramid right there to block him from entering. There is a trap here, I believe, so he's gonna be a little bit more cautious trying to get in there. I think his teammate just took him out.
Yep, there you go. Both are eliminated. Poverty and Yoshi go down. And now they get some more loot. You know, again, they're at the very edge of this circle. Not super great for them. They need to start making the rotation. You can see the little yellow diamonds up by Lazy Links. That is Black Axel and his teammate Madsen. But look, we're over near Tilted.
Look at Tilted. You see those people flying across. Most of them are using the loot lake floating island, and they're getting in there. So there's going to be a lot of people. I mean, there's already a lot of people in that area, and the reason because of that is because of the loot lake island. People are using that to rotate, and there's more teams that.
But now Carnifex still okay. He's topped off. He's ready to go. They also have the med kit.
Yeah.
Yep. But look, it's Mitro and his teammate Vilex.
That is a scary duo to be going against right now, and they've got him pinned inside here. They've got materials. They've got shields. And they're playing aggressive. Like, at this point, they've already invested enough time to these guys. They want the elimination. They want the resources. You know, when you, like, they're investing their time instead of, you know, looting or farming because they feel like they can eliminate these guys and whatever they have is now theirs.
Right, it's like worth it to them, right?
Yes.
There we go. Crabble going down. Carnifex
crawling towards the trap to try to get him. But these guys are smart enough. They're not going to walk into the trap. There's no way. Ooh. It's a 1v2 situation right now.
What's interesting is they don't execute Crabble there. They're just leaving him up alive. They're kind of forcing his teammate to come and try and get him.
There we go.
There you go. He takes him down. And now they're sitting okay. We saw Mitro, he was low before, so he tops off with that med kit. And like you're talking about, man, to them, they feel like this whole engagement is worth it. It's valuable. If they can find Carnifex, that's 500 potential brick heading their way as well.
And they need it. At this point, they've already, like, they haven't wasted time, but in their mind, if they don't come out of this with the loot that these guys have, then it's been a waste.
Wow, Rabble. Mitro takes him down.
That was a good attempt. That was a good attempt coming in there with the pump. He really had to. When you're in a 1v2 situation like that, you just have to like risk it. You can't play too safe. You have to hope that you land your shot and potentially knock one of them out with a well-placed pump shotgun shot. So that was a good attempt, but Mitro and Villex, they're scary.
They're scary, man. Raid bosses indeed. Look at the top there. Txue, Kinstar, 4 eliminations. So Cypher, they've got themselves a point on the board. It's pretty good. Now keep in mind, we still have plenty of players left in this match, so you got to think they're probably thinking about that most eliminations in a single match. They're probably been thinking about the likes of a Royale Flush. They're halfway there, just on Txue by himself. And here's the thing, is obviously Kinstar doesn't have any eliminations, which tells me Kinstar is the shield up front. He's like, look, I'm going to build, I'm going to distract you. Txue, you can run in, go full send, get the eliminations, my friend. Let's take a look at this replay from Dalo and Dollar Games. Oh, this was
the fight we fought earlier. Yeah, we watched earlier. You know, a lot of times when somebody has the 0 limbs and their partner has a little bit more, it could just be that their partner is the finisher.
Right.
You know, you could do a lot of damage like from a distance, and then your partner goes in and finishes them off just like right here.
That. Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, so it's not to say that, you know, Kinstar's not good because he doesn't have eliminations. Yeah. It's just his teammate, Txue, finds those, that we'd say like the final blow, if you will, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for all we know, Kinstar could have done the most damage.
99 damage.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you know, this is a team game.
That's right.
The limbs is what matter. I'd be very interested to see where Kinstar and Txue currently are on the map in terms of their positioning, because if they are in near the tilted area, if they have the resources, they could get a lot more eliminations, and maybe be our first team to get that Royale Flush.
Ooh, you gotta wonder if that's gonna be the case. I mean, people like. Here's the thing, though. It's not even like the likes of Kinstar, who is an incredible player. We see him make it to top 10 every game. Mitro still alive, still running around this game. He's a terror. Even the likes of someone like Rasmussen, another player in Atlantis, Kinzo, even Ghost is his duo partner. There's a lot of stacked duos here. And again, this is just game 1, right? This is just like that filler, that feel it out game, right? Yeah. People are just like, first game, just warm up, just see what happens.
Typically, game 1s are played a little bit slower. People want to just get the feel of it. Maybe get a point or two place, make it to the final. There's a big influence on, you know, your confidence levels when you make it to the final 10 on your first game. You feel like, okay, we have what it takes to make it there. Let's keep doing that. But getting knocked out early on the first game, it can definitely drive your momentum down for the rest of the tournament. And a lot of these guys know that, so they wanna do well for their first game. Some clingers coming in.
He's even got the
oh, they're committing
clinger as well.
Clingers and
over to Tilted, though. Skosis and Dav. Man, again, take a look at the top right of the mini-map. Just look how many players are in close proximity of each other right now. This is going to be a battleground, all right?
Definitely.
Now, what's good... Oh, I thought that scared me for a moment. They're wearing the same skin. Okay, good. What's going to be tough here, like you talked about a little bit, it's just kind of navigating the space, right? We're kind of... A lot of these players have already made their way into the safe zone, and they fortified. They're ready to go. They've picked their spot. But now it's on these other guys to make it through safely.
Yeah, and when it comes to rotating out of this, you need excess materials, you need launch pads, you need shockwave grenades. If you don't have that, then you're actively searching for teams to eliminate who potentially might have that, or get the resources that you need. A lot of times, people will play safe when they have the resources, but for example, right here, Evil has 380 metal. I don't know how many materials his partner has, but they're trying to get these elims because they know that if they want to win, if they want to make it past this point on this next rotation, they need some more materials. And that's why they're playing very aggressive here, and they're going for the risk. And it's going to pay off. There's a chug jug, there's some materials. Great pressure from these guys. Holding the low ground, playing safe, shooting from the edited window, and now the materials are stacked. And they've got chug jugs, so now they have a better chance at potentially moving out of this area and going into the safe zone.
That's a great point. They've only got 45 seconds left to make these rotations as well. But again, just look at how cluttered that area is. And now look, the new safe zone.
They're already in the safe zone.
They're good to go. And that's a Kinstar call. I'm going to tell you right now, Kinstar is the guy that says, look, we need to make it to these safe zones. We're going to fortify, and we're going to show people that we're here. Because the thing is, as well, Kinstar builds a very specific way. So when you see it, you're like, oh,
yeah,
that's Kinstar.
Nice little tunnel they have going on here. Replacing the enemy walls with their own. Just fortifying it. Sharing the shields. It's good to communicate with your teammate. Make sure that you guys are both even when it comes to materials and shield count. And sometimes you will want one person to hold more, especially if they have like more health and you're more prone to going down. But they both are healthy and they both are sharing the resources well. So I'm really hoping that they can pull this off because I'm pretty sure. Are they on the Bush Bandits?
Who are?
DC and Kinstar.
Let me take a look for you.
Oh, man.
They are not.
Oh, they're not? Okay,
they are not.
I take everything I said back. I hope they go down the next 10 seconds.
Oh, my gosh. Over to Paffy and Noisy, though.
See, this is where it gets a little scary because what happens is if you get caught out of place and you look weak, if you look weak to the people around you, everyone will kind of have like a gentleman's agreement to start shooting at you. You want to look strong, you want to look like you have a lot of materials and that you can defend yourselves. Because now these guys are getting attacked with grenade launchers, but they're doing a good job of you know, defending and putting the walls up, so people might stop shooting at them. But if at any moment you look like you're taking too much damage or that you're running low on resources because you're cycling through your materials, everyone around you is going to make it their job to try to take you out. Now right here, Paffy is
not looking good.
He's not looking good, and more people are going to potentially start shooting at them once they realize that.
That's such a great point. Because like, even looking up just a little north, you see a player that's just medkitting. No one's shooting at them at all.
Yeah.
Whereas Kinstar and TC, of course, everyone's like, hey, pile on these guys, make them use their mats, we'll shoot at each other. Don't shoot at us, shoot at them. Look at them, they're the threat.
62 players alive. By the time this next circle goes up that hill, part of it is up on the hill. I see that number going from 60 down to like 20. We're about to lose 40 people potentially, because this is a tough rotation. And most of the people on the map are away from the circle. And the people who are near the circle, they still might have to go up that hill. So,
especially with the safe zone, it's like half encompassed in the storm.
Yeah.
So you have a super small space to work in. I mean, look at it again. You see people on top of each other right now and continue to make their way into that current safe zone. That's a great point though, Cypher. Look, this is going to get really crazy really quickly.
And when it comes to these late game rotations, a lot of times you try to get away with, you know, rotating without using materials, and you hope that people just let you by. You hope that people just like ignore you and focus on their own rotation. And if you can get away with rotating without using materials, look at all this loot right here.
Oh my, that's another player!
That's he's trying to stack their loot. Oh, that did not go well.
For it. Oh no, it was Paffy.
Oh, the Porter Rift, that is so clutch.
And now
did he pick that up or did he have it with him?
Yeah, I believe he picked it up, and now they can make this clean rotation. And Mitro's like, look, I want to go in. I want to steal this high ground. They are so
They need one more for another point.
¿Qué más, viejo Pipe? ¿Cómo vamos? Bienvenido al directo, hermano.
Is very weak right now, and him and TC are just running around, and they're hoping that they don't get shot. You see, they're not really. That's a great shot from TC, but they're not really building because they want to see if they can get away with it. That's kind of the hope where you're like, okay, please let me buy. Let me buy. Let me try to get it through here without spending too many materials. And if they can do that, that's great.
And that's a great point because you can utilize.
Gracias. Ahí va a estar creo que todo el día hasta. Esto termina por ahí hasta las 5 o 6. Entonces ahí bienvenido.
Right? They have to sit here and fortify while everyone is just barraging them now.
And if more people find out that Kinstar is down, there'll be more shots coming through here. But I think it's hectic enough for him to pick up Kinstar right now.
Mitro and Billix, who are maintaining a nice little high ground here. I'm not even surprised, man. Mitro with 5 eliminations, just like you talked about. He's 1 away from getting 2 points on the board for his duo.
Did Mitro win last week?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, wait. You mean like overall? Who was the winner?
Overall?
In Europe?
Yes.
I will get word on that because I'm not 100% certain. Let me get word.
I mean,
but he did really, really well. Yeah.
He's very consistent. Very, very consistent. One of the most consistent European competitors I've ever watched.
They've got 6 eliminations. They're super close. Now look at the new save zone. They've got to make their way back into the storm. What's interesting too is back over old build, but Billix is down, and it's not looking great.
It's up to Mitro. He's not going to be able to pick up the
Yeah, he just needs to go. Yeah, Billix is down.
He's got enough materials to try to make this work, and he's got the grappler, which is going to be really, really useful during his rotation. And you see, he's not even building anything right here. He's just using up people's builds and hoping he doesn't get focused. Looks like he wants to maintain the high ground, but maybe now that his partner's down, it might be a little too tough. Storm's closing in on him there, so he has to be careful. Keep moving.
There is a lot of players going down. We're down at 28. The new safe zone is going to start moving in 10 seconds, Cypher. It's almost time to go. And I am getting word Boyer won last week.
Yes.
Mitro, though, putting up those big numbers as well. So here we go, Cypher. It's time to start moving.
Still alive. They've got 5. They've got 6, actually.
De pronto me toque bajarle un poquito la resolución. Por eso de pronto da un poco lag. Pero no sé qué tal se vea, espéreme. Dejémosla en 720 a ver qué tal. El viejo Pipe me dice a ver si ya cambió un poquito.
Look at the kill feed light up. People are being eliminated left and right. Alliance Tomo takes down 2. So now they need 1 more, Cypher. They are so close. They have the potential to get the Royale flush right now. We see people going down. Kinstar goes down though. He's currently knocked. Tixi is by himself, dude. And they've got the 8 eliminations, Cypher.
Yes, they do. And I would be very surprised if TC picks up Kinstar here, because it'll be the 2nd time, and he's running from the storm.
Listo, de una. Así la dejo entonces.
So he will be going down here.
He just, yeah.
Sí, así va como más fluida, creo yo.
He's got the double barrel.
Oh my goodness. 10 eliminations total. 8 from Tixi alone, and he's looking for more. There's 9. He's gonna get the double digits. Oh, the storm just stopped moving. There's 2 people on top of him. They know he's there. They can hear him breaking. He's got to be extra careful. He's going to replace these walls. He has enough materials, sort of, to try to get this out. But the thing is, as soon as the storm starts closing, it's going to be closing towards the center. And he won't be in the center. There's no way he can get there. Yeah, unless he tries to maneuver out of here.
Yeah, he's got to go now.
But it's going up the hill. Oh my.
He could make it. It's going to be really close. Double barrel down. He's going to find another.
Going for the spray, they're all looking at him.
Not enough, but Tixi and Kinstar land 11 elims in the first game. We're down to final 8.
So hectic. 2 elims
6
coming in.
players left suddenly. I'm sorry,
wow.
Kingwin. The duo of Heisel and Tyovsky. Oh, he's
8 elims.
9. Cypher.
9.
This is all going down. What just happened? We've gone down. Cypher, what just happened?
Okay. The wildcard duo, they had the high ground. At no point were they being contested due to the fact that it was going up a hill. So everybody who was climbing up the hill were fighting each other. And they were able to just stay up top and avoid all the combat. So they get that easy victory royale. And it's good that they held the high ground early on. Sometimes when the high ground's held and it's kind of like a easier place to work with, not on a hill, people will try to contest it. People will try to, grapple up there. But it was so hectic down there that they kind of were left alone. And what I assume happened is one of them stayed up top to heal, and the other one went down to try to get as many limbs as they could before it went down, and also to mess other people up who were maybe trying to heal through the storm. Tixi, at the end, just went on a reign of terror, took out so many people. They are currently in the lead, I believe, for most limbs.
Yep, that is 11. Tixi by himself dropped 9. And I mean, we saw there at the end, Kinstar went down, and you got to think Kinstar's like, dude, just go. Just be free. And Tixi's like, cool, double barrel out. Where is everybody? And I believe at that moment he had just hit 8 as a duo, and then he picked up 3 on the way down into that little nook we saw him in at the very end. That was a pretty explosive game 1. to start the day. Now, I'm curious to check out some of the replays coming out of this last game. So keep in mind, victory is worth 3 points. Second and third place are worth 2 points. Fourth and fifth are worth 1 place. This is dependent upon where the duo itself lands. So I do not believe we saw a Royale flush. We got really close, right? If Tfue and Kinstar could have pulled it off, we saw also another team as well hit that 8 elimination threshold.
Yes. I think we had 2 teams hit the 8 eliminations, unless there was another team that, you know, slipped by us. But Tfue right here, just the double barrel, really close range, hitting those excellent shots. The double barrel after the nerf is a lot harder to use because if you're not right in front of your opponent, you're not going to get the damage that you're looking for. Right here, great spray from Heisel to secure the 7 elims, and then he finishes them off for the 8 elims. So Heisel and his partner are the second people, and you'll notice that in that late game, action, that's where you get the most elims, potential and easy elims. Where, if you have a good shot, you have a good loadout, you get in there, you bust out your shotgun, finish them off with the SMG. Both teams, Heisel and Keenstar's group, both got most of their eliminations in that last 2 circles.
Yep. And that's interesting to talk about because you got to think throughout the whole game. There's like two ways of thinking, I guess you'd say. You say, okay, look, we're going to play for placements or we're going to play for eliminations, maybe both. And so to say, because we tuned into Tfue and Kinstar at one point, they only had 4. Kinstar had 0 and Tfue had 4 eliminations. And we thought, that's not a lot. And then they're like, don't worry about it. Final circles, we're going to pick up eliminations. Don't even worry about it. And that's what we're seeing. So Wildcard Alpha picks up the victory Royale. But we still have 2 teams that drop 8 eliminations in game 1. So just off the bat, they're going to get the 3 points coming in on the board. And if Tfue and Kinstar maintain the 8 eliminations all day, they're going to get $25K.
That's great. But you know what? 11 elims, I think that's going to be broken.
Yeah.
I think either they will break their own record or another team will come out because 25,000, that's a big incentive. I think these guys want it. And going for those elims is going to get you the 3 points and potentially another $25,000. I'm gonna say that they might break their own score within the next few games, or another team will come out and break it for them.
You got to hope that's the case, right? Because we want a little bit of action, want a little bit of the underdogs going up. But, yeah, for you guys at home, what do you think of that first game? Hashtag Fall Skirmish. Use it. Rep your favorite club. Talk about how incredible Cypher is. And obviously, talk about 11 eliminations here in Game 1 coming out of Kinstar. I mean, I'm not even surprised, right? Kinstar is a dynamo. He's a robot in obviously the most positive ways I can possibly use that word.
And TC's like a robot. He's just he goes in there, he points, clicks, gets a limbs. I've never seen somebody be so accurate in that close range encounters and just be so confident in his approach. He walked on like 2 groups and he didn't care. He's like, I'm gonna shoot you guys before you shoot me. Yeah. He took some damage, but he ended up eliminating them. So what an excellent player, honestly.
That's a good point, because in those final moments, it gets really hectic. You have to maintain like so many different things all at once. Like, how many layers up are we? Layers down? How many players around us? And just like you said, Tfue walked in, is like, double barrel, you're down. Swap to shotgun, you're down. That's 2 more for me.
You got to have that mentality in the late game. People are like scared. They're like, okay, we got to be careful. The circle's closing in. There's people all around us. If you get scared, you're gonna like not be the first person to shoot. And in that situation, you want to be the first person to shoot. You want to be the first person to play aggressive and make that initial move, because people are going to get caught off guard. They can't really hear the footsteps because there's a lot of footsteps everywhere.
Right.
There's a lot of builds everywhere. It's very easy to make simple mistakes, and that's where you want to capitalize off those mistakes. People in the early game, they farm, they get the weapons they need, and they hope that they get to the late game with enough resources to take out the people who are unfortunate enough not to get the resources or spend the resources early, and now they're a weak team. So even if like a duo like Keenstar, they're excellent players, but if they didn't have the materials or resources, another team could have easily taken them out in the late game.
Right.
But they did a good job of getting those early limbs. You want to get some of those early limbs because the way I see it is that you want to get a couple early limbs to pad your resources, because you can only do so much farming. You try to get as many resources as you can. You find another team, try to beat them without spending all your resources, and that's what they did. And then they had enough to go into that late game and take advantage of that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point, especially for the likes of we saw Mitro go down. the titan that he is, but it's interesting that Kinstar was the one to dethrone him for that game.
Yeah.
So obviously when two titans clash, one has to be winner, and in this case it was Kinstar. I like that we saw Mitro as well land Pleasant, and they just like took out another team.
Yeah.
That's how you want to start the game. Hey man, game one, let's land up. I don't know, Pleasant. That sounds good. Oh, Mitro's here.
And,
cool.
And you notice that they won that because they were playing aggressive and they were pushing into, like, usually the team inside feels like they have the advantage because they're inside, the other team has to break in.
Right.
But that wasn't the case. Like, their aggression split them up. They made it from a 2v2 to a 2v1, and then they just took out both players.
Yeah.
So,
oh, man, what an excellent game one to start the day. Don't forget we have 5 more games. That's right. 5 more games just like this heading your way throughout the day. We'll hop into game number 2 shortly. But my, oh my.
That was a good game one.
That's a good game one, man. These rosters currently from each of the clubs, super stacked. Fun fact, Ali A is playing. I wanted to throw that one out there. He's seeing his tournament debut. We'll tune in. We'll give you guys some insight in the club rosters soon. Don't worry. But yeah, man, what do you think? So do you watch a lot of the European gameplay?
I do watch Solari. I watch their stream. They're constantly cycling through their players. I've seen Txue. Txue, if you didn't know, he holds a lot of the world records for most eliminations in like solo, squad, duo. Like he's up there.
¿Qué más, Cristian? Bienvenido al directo. Espérame, Cristian, porque la verdad, no sé cómo hacerte mod. La verdad, soy nuevo en este. Espérame, miro a ver.
Wait, I got super excited. Next week is TwitchCon. Don't forget, this is week number 5. It all culminates next week at TwitchCon. And keep in mind that is a LAN setting. So everyone's on even playing field. Oh, man.
It's going to be smooth.
Got super hype. Woo. Oh, my goodness. So what do you think, man? So do you think there's any, let's say, like, misplays that happened in that game? Do you think? So for me, watching and observing Europe, it seems they kind of have a slow start, right? We saw a lot of those players toward the end have plenty of resources to go around, where in NA, you typically don't see that. It's kind of like burning through materials trying to survive. But what's interesting is we saw that lobby at 70 players at one point.
Yeah.
70 players. That doesn't happen. These aren't normal pubs, right?
Yeah. And like I said, on that late game circle rotation, that 70 dropped down to 20 really quickly because that's such a hard rotate to make up a hill. A lot of people did not have the resources or got eliminated as they were transitioning. And it's interesting that you point out the difference between the NA and the EU competitors because the style of play is a little bit different, and it's something to look into because you're right. The EU guys, they typically start off a little bit slower, and then at the late game they ramp it up. And I'm not sure why that is, why there's like a difference of Fortnite culture between them, but it's noticeable. And yeah. Game 2, coming right up.
Game 2, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Ya les pongo la match 2. Estoy configurando acá el mod. Deme un momento.
Game number 1. We just want to see all that again. But, man, you know what I'm hoping to see more of is Mitro. Again, we saw him getting taken down by Kinstar. I want to see what he can do to show up in this next game. Keep in mind, though, we do have 5 more games. So that first game, again, was like a warm-up, right? You got to think. A lot of the players are like, look, it's good. This is just the first game. Txue and Kinstar, though, they were like, hey, first game. Let's drop 11 eliminations, obviously.
And you know,
Listo, Cristian, ya eres moderador.
They're going to try to repeat it. Yep. They're confident now. They want to go with that momentum. The people did bad. Like,
Si se está yendo bien, si la calidad está buena, no tiene mucho lag. Les pido por favor que me apoyen con un like, simplemente un like, yo con eso sé que está todo bien. Cristian, ya eres moderador. Viejo Pipe, ¿vamos a jugar hoy el evento de escuadrones o qué? Empieza a las 6, de 6 a 10 de la noche, me avisa.
They'll be smart enough not to come back, especially if you eliminate them with ease.
Right. We see a duo landing at Pleasant. I would assume that's Mitro. If I had to take a guess,
I definitely. and I guess the team that was there last time said
they bailed.
Yeah. So that's how you control. And that kind of it's funny because that kind of rolls over
Cristian, ya eres
into
moderador.
games where like you take out a team that landed at your spot and now you have like an uncontested spot, so you can land there, get all the loot, get all the materials, and not have to worry about that. So like winning your initial land is so important, even though you're on limited resources and you know, it could go either way in the early game. There's a lot that goes into it. You might not get the weapon that you wanted, or you might not get the shields that you wanted. But winning that early engagement tells the other team, hey, back off. And then that team most likely will not come there. And then now you have an uncontested spot the next game.
Cristian, ya eres mod, ya te coloqué como moderador.
Kind of roll over into the other games.
Right, absolutely. Check it out, just like you talked about, Razor is here with his duo, but look who else is here. Cooler, Rennick, and M11. Now the thing is, they're playing super far back, right? Like Razor, Chef, they're fine. They're like, oh, we're gonna walk around, we're gonna be out in the open, we do not care. Please engage us. But M11 and his duo are like, okay, we see them across the way. I think we saw specifically M11 or his duo had just an AR and a medkit. That's all they had. And look, they're just near each other, like, okay, what do we do?
Chef might not know that they're there. I mean, maybe he's just very relaxed, but he could get lasered here if these guys time it properly. He turns the wrong corner.
That's a great
They'll
point.
take him out very quickly. He's about to be out in the open right here in a little bit if he goes for that chest that's on the truck.
Oh, they
there
see
it
him.
is.
Laser's coming out. Now he did get
Lost
cracked
all
a little
his
bit.
shield. Yeah. I think he didn't know they were there. That was very well played on them to wait it out and look for the right moment to, you know, double team with their ARs.
Yeah. We saw that team over at Pueblo. They just found 2 eliminations, so they just took out a duo, but back to Haunted Hills. Now what's interesting too is Razor was shot from up top on the castle up on Haunted Hill there. Yep. So now Razor's like, dude, wait, I'm getting shot at. You're getting shot at? What's going on? We're pinched. What's going on?
They are in the middle right now. And man, I like landing up there. It's new with season 6. They added that castle. There's a good amount of chests, and you can get some brick. And it's actually rifts that sometimes spawn on that hill, so it's not a bad spot. You get that high ground. You get to see who's at Junk Junction, who's down at Haunted Hills, and maybe rift after there if you need to.
So Razor's teammate Chef is down. He is by himself. As you can see, the duo up top picked him off, and then the duo down south, they're just leaving. They're like, hey,
was it the duo up top that took out Chef?
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe so. I think the other duo weakened him, and then he was hiding, and then the duo up top noticed that, took him out, got that free limb, and then the other two just said, all right, we're out of here. There's a team on the hill. I don't want to mess with them this early.
Looks like Team Tixie and Kinstar are having basically the same luck right now. Kinstar is down. Tixie is by himself.
That's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate indeed. And now over to Wailing Woods, where we see 2 duos going at it.
Bunker underneath the maze. This was also recently added, and it's such a great place because, one, if you can control it, you get, you can loot and get resources. There's a lot of brick walls here that you can break down. There's also a rift underneath in this bunker that you can use to get out of here. Now I'm not sure if that rift always spawns or if it's even up. But if it is, it'll be interesting to see if they use that to escape, because the circle is not on them right now. So they do eventually have to get out of here. The circle's actually closing in right now as we speak. So if they don't get out of here quickly or eliminate the other team quickly, it could get ugly getting stuck under here with the storm on you.
Just taking their time. You can hear Chest. Harmy on the other side of the ramp. He sees Harmy. Harmy's like, nah, I'm good, man. I would like not to fight right now. They're trying to pin down Blackso. You know, this is a really tough spot to fight in right now. There's just not much wiggle room.
Fighting in areas like this, you have to be a really fast editor, and you have to be very, very good with your close countering.
Right. As there goes down the likes of Army. Now they're just trying to close in on Blackso.
There he is.
Look how far back he ran.
You see how he noticed where he was because he built that ramp?
Right.
Sometimes when you're running through these builds or like these close building fights, building actually gives away your location. And sometimes you try to get away without building. That way you can slip away. Because as soon as you build, it's very easy to hear the build and see it in action, and then you're okay, this guy was here.
Exactly.
But if you can try to slip away without building, kind of like this, a little bit, you might be able to get out of there without too much resistance. But it's risky because you don't build, you get shot.
Right. Exactly, and that's a great pull. There's
the rift,
that rift.
Is
there
up.
It is.
So I mean, they were banking on it.
Just leave, yeah.
They must have known it was here. Unfortunately, though, they're not looking good on health. They're both missing health, not a lot of shields.
Yeah. About 75 between both.
Yeah,
of them, just about.
But this rotation is going to be very, very important in terms of where they land to potentially get some of that shield back. Because I don't think they can really get into a fight with a healthy team right now.
Yeah. Take a look at Trimax and Gray Fox, who are near Fatal Fields. But look who else is around them. You got Mr. Carrero. Now he's got his eyes on someone else at range. The question is, though, does he know about the duo not that far away? They're just chilling.
Yeah,
and this is kind of where we're seeing now a little bit of a lull, right, Cypher? You know, like we kind of touched on earlier. They play a little slow, play a little safer. They've got that max. I mean, look, just off the bat, 600 wood to go. I mean,
yeah, but you know, he has 600 wood, and there is a lot of rocks in front of him that is unfarmed. So hopefully, eventually, they won't want to sit there. They won't like right here. This opponent, he understands, and he's sitting here farming. He knows his people over there, but he's using line of sight for the trees. And he's trying to get his resources up. That Trimax and Gray Fox, you know, they're doing a good job of staying there, but you know, 600 wood, that's not really a lot in these type of games. You can go through 600 wood in just one fight. So them sitting here right now, being healthy and just looking for these kills or eliminations on the rotates, it might come back to haunt them, especially if the circle rotates them out of here.
Yeah, because that's just a bunch of wasted materials. Also, time
because they're not doing anything here.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're saying, they should be farming, right? At minimum, they're just chilling. They're trying to gather information, which is good, but there's not many people around, so you just got to take advantage of every moment that you can. But over here, it's Mitro and Villex. They're closing in on one duo, and it looks like there's a second duo.
It's a three-way fight.
Yeah, I guess they saw two duos engaging, and they're like, look, we'd like to third party this, please. Skyart is down. It's M11 as well. Look, Mitro
immediately. High ground?
Yep, he's like, high ground, let's go, Villex, up top.
And you notice they were on the low ground initially to assess the situation, and then once they saw that the other team was, you know, making moves on the team that was already down, okay, this is our opportunity to take the high ground. They do have to be careful. The storm is right on their back. I don't know how far. The circle is actually a decent bit away from them, so they have to make this quick. And I can expect Mitro and them to rotate out of here, maybe even with no limbs if they have to, because if they're smart enough, they'll realize, okay, the circle's gonna close. They do have a launch pad and grapplers, so maybe they're banking on that launch pad. Oh, some good pressure from the top right here.
M11's down. This is 3 eliminations sitting here very nicely for both of them. It just depends on how Villex and Mitro want to approach. I mean, look at Lenane. He's trying
he almost
to heal.
had that med kit off. I don't think they're going to let him. They smell blood in the water.
Goes again.
Rennick is rotating out. Rennick is rotating out.
Are they going to let him? He's going to med. Yeah, he just med.
He got it off.
That's interesting. They
probably didn't know that he was that weak.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they were like full send there, and then
right now he's trying to replace his pyramid with his own. One of them should probably drop down and okay, there we go. They got the pyramid, but now that he realizes that he's rotating out, it's very smart of him to rotate away as soon as they got the pyramid on top of it. So they were both breaking the pyramid while one of them just spams and tries to place it on top of them, and they're gonna ignore this. They're gonna so they have a rift. I didn't realize they have a rift. Villex is really low on health. He can't stay there.
Yeah,
that's a little unfortunate. I feel like if they put the pressure on the other player earlier or spread out the pressure, I feel like both of them hitting the top of the pyramid might have been.
Este torneo para mí es chévere, pero
deny both of them at the same time. Where if one of them was on top and one of them
pero
was
es que todo el mundo es escondido, como,
they might have got that a limb.
O sea, se van moviendo a medida que la zona se vaya moviendo, pero digamos a la vez se esconden o sea, no es como un Battle Royale normal. ¿Sí? Si ustedes se dan de cuenta.
Rotations into the current safe zone. Skosas, Dav, they're making a rotation coming in from the east side. There's a duo not that far behind them. Jam side and SSK.
Yes. And they're healthy. They've got their shields up. Mitro and Villex are already.
So this was the play that was running from them.
Yeah, they caught him. They caught him as he was rotating out. And the storm is still closing in, and Villex still does not have a lot of health. But there we go. Okay, they're gonna have to use this launch pad.
Wait, they have another?
Oh,
they have another rift to go. Yep, they're gonna go.
Wow. Where did they get that from?
Dude, they look at the loadout right now. Not much in the way of AR. They've got
plenty of shields.
Yeah, 5 minis, 2 half shields. They've got a grappler, a launch pad.
But they're both missing a lot of health.
Yeah.
They need to find some get some bandages. Two of those rifts, extremely clutch. However, they use them to secure what? 2 limbs?
2 limbs. Yep.
That's, I mean, late game that could have been a lot more useful. That could have secured them the victory royale. That could have secured them, you know, position on the high ground. So having to use those that early, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah. Now Skosas is trying to get Dav up. Now here's the thing: he's going to get Dav up, but Skosas is going to go down.
And they're going to just cycle through. Yep. They can pick each other up, and they'll get out of there, but they're going to be extremely weak.
You saw it on the kill feed there. Skosas go down. You can see the little red health bar up there. But taking a look, man, there's not much in the way of eliminations. There is, but it's spread out very evenly right now, right? Right at the top, Issa and Kinsel. 3 eliminations right behind them, Peyton Camo. Outside of that, though, I mean, Skosas is down. So I guess Dav... Okay, they're both...
Someone must have caught him.
Yeah, they both were eliminated. Looks like lost to the Storm. The Storm was ticking for 4 at that point, I believe. So,
or 2. I think it's ticking for 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's ticking for 2, you
just kind of don't have...
Okay, so 10 seconds, you're taking 20 damage. You have to instantly pick up the other person as soon as...
Run.
And then like run for like a few seconds and then instantly pick them up. They might have fumbled the revive, or maybe they were getting shot at and then they start building and then the Storm took them out.
That's a pretty hectic, situation. So
yeah,
it's a tough spot to be in.
But already we have less people right now alive than we did last game when it was a smaller circle. The circle was all the way in and we had about 65 people alive. Right now we're at 63 and people are dropping and the circle hasn't closed yet. So people are being more aggressive. But like you said, it is very spread out. We don't have any teams that are dominating in terms of, four limbs like last game, but right now everyone's just trying to position themselves in the circle.
Everyone's just waiting.
Yeah.
For like someone else make the move there. I loved Zypan's load out there, grenade launcher, double barrel, minis.
It's a great load, especially with the grenade launcher.
I'd like to point out something, Cypher. It's been 2 minutes since the last elimination.
And that typically happens with this circle. You're missing some of the early action, right? People are now, they have resources, they have shields, so if they get shot at, they can protect themselves and prevent that death. While as in the early game, maybe you didn't have time to get the resources you need, or you spent too many, and then you get caught in a bad spot. Well, now most people that were watching, they have the resources, so they can protect themselves and avoid combat. But somebody did just go down. The stream Sky got eliminated.
Oh, I don't know if you saw, but Kingwin Heisel hops down with the rift to go, catches Tyovsky and says, boy, we got to go.
And he's got another one in his inventory. That's the second team that we've seen this game with an extra rift to go. There must have been either they got very lucky with the loot, or there was a vending machine that was selling rifts to go and people found it.
Yeah, it's ready to make that move. Herma and 5skill though. 5skill is probably one of my favorite players. I don't know if you've ever seen him play.
I've seen him play.
Have you seen his crazy DPI? My
yes.
God, what a legend.
When I saw that the first time, my jaw dropped. How do you do that? How do you focus?
Apparently 5skill knows something we do not.
Is he still doing that? Is he still,
oh yeah.
Is he still doing those crazy builds?
Mm-hmm. He puts up 1x1s faster than you can put up a single wall. And that's just globally. No one can build as fast as him.
And he's only going to get better at it once he learns to control the speed. And because sometimes you'll see him mess up and he'll like get stuck underneath his ramp. But if he gets better at it and he starts just not messing up and not getting stuck underneath his ramps, that's kind of scary.
Just a terror.
Yeah.
All things considered. But look, Cypher, we've only gone down by 2 players. There's still 61 remain. The kill feed starting to see a little bit of action, right? We're seeing people actually get knocked, but not much has happened. Currently, it's been 1 minute and 12 seconds since the last elimination. So again, we're just slowing things down.
These stink grenades are very useful. You don't see them used a lot in public games, but that's because in public games, people aren't buying stuff like this all the time. But in these matches, they're vital. They're one of the most valuable throwables to have because you force a team to move out, you force them to use their resources, and sometimes people are just very weak on health, just like we were watching the previous duo. Was it Tfue and his partner, or no, it was the Atlantis duo that had low health but high shields.
Yeah.
If those guys got hit with the stink bomb, they would both get eliminated, even though they have 100 shields. They would go down just like that. So there's a lot of people that are going to have low health, just like Mitro right here has 45 health. So if 2 stink bombs were thrown at his box and he had a hard time getting out of there, he would go down.
Yeah. Because that stink bombs do health damage directly to your health. In case you're watching and you've never seen Fortnite, hello, this is Fortnite. We hope you're having a great time. I'm also joined by Cypher. He's great.
Mitro and Velix are pressuring Pate 1K. I think they took down his partner, and now they're going for the finish on him.
Now there's another grappler, a gold compact. You like to see. They still have that launch pad, Cypher. Oh,
came out of nowhere. I don't think he was looking away from them. He was looking away from them. He didn't even see them. And now they got the resources. Look at his. They've got extra wood on the floor. They've got 909 wood, and they've got extra wood on the floor. These are the limbs that you need to finish out the game.
Right.
And these guys are so good. They're always actively searching for limbs. They're always putting pressure on their opponent. Whether they have shields or no shields, they're playing like they're 100-100. And when you play like you have 100 shield, 100 health, you scare your opponents to think, oh my god, these guys are stacked, even if they're not stacked. And that's kind of the mind games that you have to put on to put that type of pressure on your opponents.
That's such a great point, because if someone damages them now, they just see blue numbers like they're tagging shield. You have no way to know what their health bar is.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
They've got grapplers, they've got extra grapplers. They're going to be able to make any rotation that they need. Hopefully they don't get lasered on these rotations, but with the grapplers it'll be hard to hit them.
Oh man, Carnifex is down, Crabble doing everything. He just riffs to go.
He riffs, but his partner goes down beforehand. Are they going to take that riff, do you think?
I would be surprised. I think they should. I'm not gonna.
Well, you know, they're not too far away from the rotate. They're on the shorter end of the circle. So.
Yeah.
So I think playing it a little safe there, because maybe he would have gotten it, his partner would have, and you don't want to split up.
Yeah, the partner was too far away, but then immediately ONF Evil is like, hey man, I see you trying to use that rift. Nice try. You see Mass is like, I'm out of here. I got to rejoin with my teammate here.
4 limbs for Ghost, Issa, and Atlantis Kinzo. One more, they'll get that second point. I think they are leading right now for this game in the limbs.
Look at that, we got another quad launcher in play. Dude, you know what we still have not seen is any of the quad crasher. You know what I'm gonna make the prediction right now. We're gonna see it in NA, 100%.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we'll see it in Europe. I think we will see it for sure in NA.
The NA guys tend to mess around a little bit more during these. Yeah. They're the ones who put on the bush.
Yeah. Take a look. Cypher, top 5 standings currently. Tyovsky and Heisel, number 1. Wildcard Alpha and Bowman in second with 3 points. Behind them is Tfue and Kinstar. We saw them drop those eliminations. Airwalks and MZ as well. And then in 5th is Camo and Pate 1K.
The wildcard duo, they didn't get 4 limbs. They only won the game.
Yeah.
And you know, that's good to get those 3 points. But I think if you want to take this home, you really do want to get those limbs while you win.
At least as many as you can, right? Even if it's just 1 point, that 1 point can make a difference.
And when it comes to tiebreakers, first thing is victory royales, right?
Yeah.
So that does help them a lot. They will like if there's 10 teams with 3 points and they have 3 points and a victory royale, they're going to be on the top of that. So it is important, but it's also going to be important to get those extra points from the Olympics as well.
We've got 36 players remain currently in the lobby. DK, one of the best snipers in the entire game. Now, currently doesn't have one, but
which
over to
DK? Dakota's or that DK?
That DK.
I don't know. I think Dakota's might have something to say about that.
All right. Looks like we're going to have to figure out at TwitchCon. Hope you're both there. Issa, though, with Atlantis, Kinzel trying to apply
They have the 4 limbs. They're looking for that 1 extra limb to get that second point.
Yep.
It's going to be very vital for them. It'd be a shame if they went down here, but they're 100 health, 100 shield. They've got materials, and they're putting pressure, and I think they smell that people are weak around them.
Tfue, though, look, he's
still alive.
Kinstar
went down like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And he's still managing to stay alive. He's got, 600 wood. He's going to burn through this a lot as he rotates. But I think what he's doing right now is he's looking for that stray person rotating. He's trying to refuel himself. He needs to get it. If he wants to take this home, he needs to get that, that extra limb on somebody who's weak, who might have a lot of materials, and he's looking for that right now. So he's gonna try to rotate late to catch somebody off guard. That's his plan.
This is a very risky strategy, especially when you're by yourself.
Already down to 360 wood.
Seeing the kill feed, Poverty takes down a player there, down to 25 Cypher.
There we go. He sees people right next to him. He's going for the high ground. Oh, he's trying to contest it. But I don't know. I feel like maybe he regrets doing that because now he's down to 60 wood and he's got the storm on his back.
He
needs to make an aggressive move here. He needs to make an aggressive move, and I think he'll try to rotate down and try to catch somebody. But if he doesn't, he will be going down just purely because of the fact that he has no materials to make this next rotation. And if he gets dropped here, he might be able to catch himself with the remaining brick that he has.
Yeah.
Oh, there's someone on top of him. He might be going for a trap play.
Down.
Nice.
Oh, he cracks him, but he did not
have enough time to get the materials.
Yeah, he had to leave at that point. And look, he's got one build. That's it. He cannot build anything. I mean, what's unfortunate here, man, he's stacked on everything else.
Yeah.
Like you talked about.
There's someone right behind him. He noticed him. Going for the shot.
He needs to find this elimination.
Now he's just running like a headless chicken, and he just couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's a really tough spot to be in.
That is. It's unfortunate, and I was hoping that he would get the resources from that guy he eliminated. Was that his teammate that he just opened up on? Sure.
Yeah, that player right there, yes.
Okay,
yeah.
I was
with the quad launcher, yeah.
It's unfortunate because he did get the elim that he was looking for, but he did not have any time to. And if he had gotten the loot, he had so many shields, he had good weapons. All right.
There's so much going down, Cypher. We're currently in top 12. A lot of players left remaining. There's only one duo that's down to one person at this moment.
You got to be careful here because you could potentially die and get 6th place or 7th place if there's enough solos alive. So people right now, they don't want to be the next person to go down. They want to make sure that someone else goes down so we can at least secure that 1 point of being 5th place.
Look at this. Mitro Billick still very much alive. We're about Team 42, that's Heisel and Tyovsky.
Weren't they in the lead? Don't they have 5 points from the last game? I believe they do.
That's right.
That is such a good position to be in right now.
There's enough. Dude, they have 6 eliminations.
Yeah.
Cypher, they're close.
They need one more. Mitro and Villix. And they've got the med kit to potentially go for the heal off. But if the team on top has campfires and a med kit, and even if they don't, these guys might not be able to go for that heal off just because of the fact that another team might push them while they're attempting to do that. Right. And right here, I believe he was trying to run into the storm to get that tick of damage that he needs to take, because you can't get the medkit off if you have 100. You need at least 90.
Yeah.
Then you can start pre-medkitting as it closes. But I don't even think he's gonna be able to do that. There's too many people alive right now in such a close area. I think the guys up top are gonna take this home.
Heisel finds another one.
He needs one more to get the 2nd point.
He's super close. Cypher down to 9 players. Shot, double barrel. Look at how many people are close together.
Wow!
What's happening?
They just let him do that. His partner just went down up top.
Oh my! Heisel finds so many eliminations. He's got 7 by himself.
He's got to finish that guy off. I don't think
it's too late.
It's too late.
Powder is up top, and Powder had started the med kit.
And he would have gotten that off.
My goodness. What a crazy last few moments. I cannot wait to take a look at the highlights to replay those final seconds of that last game. But my, oh my. So taking a look at the scoreboard, Heisel has 7 eliminations. That was the most in the entire game in this lobby, game number 2.
One elim away from getting 8. And I don't know if that down player, he did not finish off that down player. That might have been an extra elim, potentially. Because if the victory royale happens and there's somebody that's down, I don't think that elim counts for you.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
What a crazy game number 2. So, wow. We went to a heal-off. Unexpected.
Heisel and his partner had the high ground, but when we came back to them, they did not have the high ground. But Heisel did get a lot of limbs there at the end, which was good. So what must have happened is another team must have contested them or shot them down. And that's good. And that, like I said, last game, it was harder for that to happen because they were up on a hill. So there were so many people that were struggling to even move into the circle. They were focused on themselves, not really focused on people in the high. Since this was like a flat ending, another team must have noticed, okay, there's guys up top. We don't want to get that easy win. Let's shoot him down. They shot him down. Heisel came down with the compact SMG and just sprayed them all down. That was crazy. Yeah. That was insane. That was a good play by him.
Double barrel and the spray.
Second place, 7 elims. That's still really good. They were first place. I think they will hold on to it. The team that got first place, they only had 2 elims.
Yeah.
So both teams so far that have won with under 4 elims. And you know, you increase your chances of winning when you avoid the fights because you keep your resources and you get to make those late game rotations a little bit better. Those teams must have gotten really good drops and maybe you know, good luck with the circles and were able to farm up what they needed. But like I said, you know, I really feel like elims is going to take this home because Heisel and them, they have not won, but they are in first place.
Right. Just based off the points.
Just based off the elims and decent placements. Like you still want to place in the top 5. They got second place that game, so that'll get them 2 points. 7 elims will get them another 2 points. That's 4 points. Now they're at 9. That's where you want to be. No one has broken the 11 elim game yet.
Yeah, not said by Tfue and Kinstar. Again, their highest coming out of game number 1 was 11 eliminations. You got to think they're probably feeling pretty good. They're like, okay, no one's broken that just yet.
Oh, it's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen for sure.
Para los que están entrando, vamos en la a comenzar la batalla 3, la match 3.
Aren't doing so hot with their elims or their placements. They're gonna be like, let's just go all out. Let's just try to get this $25,000 bonus. And that's typically what happens. I remember one of the duos where we had this style of play on the NA. We had Liquid 72 Hours and his partner Chap. They got the elims that they needed for the most elims on the last game in the last few seconds. So those last couple games, people are gonna go all out, try to get those elims.
Heisel, man, he dropped so many eliminations. He had 7 by himself. Another thing to talk about is Tfue, man. Kinstar went down right at the start. They land tilted. Kinstar goes down, and Tfue still makes it to what, top 20 by himself. He almost.
Do you remember how many he had? 4.
He had 4 eliminations.
Needed 1 more.
Yeah, he needed. It's very close.
I mean, securing that 1 point, you know. It's like a marathon. You got to pace yourself. Getting at least 1 point every game. At the end of it, you have 6 points. A lot of times, that's going to be enough to get you in the top 5. So that 1 point is extremely vital. So it's good on him to stay alive, and also even placing high. Even
Bienvenidos al directo.
To get the point, you know, if there's tiebreakers, placement does come into it. So does victory royales. That helps. So him staying alive was really good on him. Very clutch to lose your partner that early, make it to the end with 4 limbs.
Dude,
very clutch.
Shout outs to you, Tfue. Way to go, Slayer. Any final thoughts before we take a short little break?
Oh man, you know, I was expecting to start off a little slower. These guys are going at it, and I'm very impressed with the level of play. And these teams are stacked, very competitive, very good players, and people who are playing with each other for a long time, putting on a show, just playing for that money, playing for that pride of winning for you know, a Fortnite competition. It's exciting. It's really exciting.
Absolutely. Well, guys at home, don't forget to use that hashtag Fall Skirmish. We love hearing from you. Don't forget to rep your favorite club. This is week 5.
Bush Bandits.
1 week left. And $4 million on the line for the clubs. But with that, we're going to take a short break. So don't go anywhere. Find yourself a snack. Find a drink. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
¿Qué pasa, gente? Yo soy Lolito. Bienvenidos amigos, ¿cómo van? El día de hoy les voy a mostrar las notas del parche versión 6.10 de Fortnite. Vamos a ver qué trae de nuevo. Ya vimos anteriormente pues este video de la cuatrituradora. Vamos a verlo de nuevo. Está demasiado, pues se ve brutal. Tengo entendido que sobrepasa edificios, como vemos en este caso no afecta las trampas. Pues es un plus y se ve chévere.
Corte comercial es 5 minutos.
Vamos a ver el sistema de torneos o el sistema de eventos nuevos.
Fortnite competitors, the first version
Pero ya ahorita se los voy a mostrar en el juego, cómo se ven, cuál es el primer evento o torneo que vamos a tener esta semana, incluso hoy vamos a tener, pero ya más adelante les voy a mostrar. Salva el mundo, pues yo no juego Salva el mundo por ahora, pero pues acá hay notas del parche de Salva el mundo que son nuevas armas, o regresan o incluyen nuevas armas. Acá la nueva tormenta venta para Salva el mundo. Bueno, la verdad no ahorita en este momento no juego Salva el mundo, pero pues puede importar. Bueno, empezamos a los que no jugamos Salva el mundo y no tenemos dinero. Las notas del parche, pues en este caso la batalla campal del modo dominación a disco. ¿Cuáles son las novedades? Dice: disminuimos la probabilidad de aparición de los vendajes un 50%. Bueno, para nadie es un secreto que en este modo de juego, pues las vendas, la verdad, no se utilizan muy poco. ¿Por qué? Porque es un modo de juego donde uno pues puede hacer bastantes kills. La verdad, los vendajes pues se utilizan poco porque no hay mucho tiempo para uno tratar de esconderse y ponerse un vendaje como tal, ¿cierto? Entonces pues no es muy importante y aquí creo yo que lo hicieron bien. Eliminamos todas las armas comunes. Me parece importante porque la verdad pues uno al principio lo que hace es lootear y tratar de conseguir las armas, pues las mejores armas al principio de la partida. Entonces me parece chévere que haya desde verdes en adelante. Aumentamos la variabilidad de aparición para que haya un 30% más de probabilidad de que aparezcan junto al círculo de tormenta. Bueno, no sé si les pasó a ustedes o les ha pasado que cuando uno reaparece cae pues varias veces dentro de la tormenta, haciendo que pues ya llegue al campo de batalla como tal más o menos con 85 a 90 de vida. Obviamente eso es pues el 10 o 15% de vida juega un papel pues importante a la hora de jugar este modo de juego. Dice: acercamos las pistas de baile laterales al borde de la tormenta. No tengo objeción ante eso porque pues creo que eso ya incluso lo hacía, pero bueno, no importa. Disminuimos la distancia de reaparición máxima un 20%. Bueno, no sé si les pasaba que al reaparecer la distancia era muy, o sea, al punto o al campo de batalla como tal donde estaban dando pues todas estas kills, era muy mayor. Entonces uno tenía que pues volar y sí, llegaba en teoría un poco tarde en este caso. Armas y objetos. Desactivamos temporalmente la fortaleza portátil mientras trabajamos para resolver un problema con este objeto. Bueno, este objeto de fortaleza portátil ha tenido muchos problemas, muchos errores. No sé cuáles son exactamente, pero alrededor de las actualizaciones las han quitado, las han puesto, las han quitado, las han puesto y verdaderamente pues no sería algo relevante, por decirlo así, porque pues ya sabemos que en teoría aparecen un día, desaparecen una semana. Entonces se aumentó la tasa de aparición para fuerte portátil de 3% al 4,89%, mientras que la fortaleza portátil está deshabilitada. Bueno, pues no hay, sí es una diferencia, pero pues no tan notable.
Regresamos, amigos, al torneo FALL SKIRMISH.
Igual la tasa de aparición.
Like Cypher's talking about, we're on game 3. Let's take a look at the club rosters coming into these games. My, oh my. We'll pick a few because, I mean, again, we touched on it earlier. These lobbies are stacked. Right off the bat, Atlantis Kinsel, Ghost Ice, we saw them showing up very big. Even likes of MCQ and Airwalks. You know, obviously, let's not forget the likes of Tixie and Kinstar over on Dusty Dogs. They hold the most eliminations, man. Yep. 11. You'll love to see it.
TC is putting on a show,
Woo.
for sure.
Over to Fortnite. Just to name a few, I would say Razor. You know, you got Chef, Windstrike Blue, Dementos as well. Kingwins, Tyovsky and Heisel. They are currently top 5 as well. There's a lot of good players. And what's great is we're still just in the first 2 games. We've got 4 games left to go. any of these players could just show off, turn on, just be like, hey, what's up, top 5? I like that now.
The way the format is you know, even if you do
no,
really bad on your first 5 games,
ya no muestran
in your
mucho,
last
¿listo?
game, you show up, you get those limbs, you get a victory royale, you can get 6 points. That's going to put you on the board no matter what. Top 10, top 5. So every game matters, and I think these teams know that, so they're going to give it their all.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take a look at the format. In case you're just tuning in, what's up? Welcome, Fortnite. As always, words are hard. We're going with Royale Flush, a fan favorite. We're going to be in duos this week. Victory royales worth 3 points. Second and third place are worth 2, and fourth and fifth place are worth 1 point.
8 eliminations will get you 3. 6 and 7 will get you 2. 4 and 5 will get you 1. So far, we've had a few teams get that 8 elimination count.
Whew.
And
quite a big number.
Royale Flush, if you happen to win and have 8 eliminations, you get an extra 2 points on top of that. So we're talking 3, 3, 6, plus 2, that's 8 points. That's a lot of points.
In a single game?
In one game.
And don't forget, Cypher, that there's that bonus incentive. If they get the Royale Flush, that's $10,000 before prizing is dealt out. So let's say this next game we get a Royale Flush. Before placing, here's 10K. Thank you for being incredible. We play 3 more games, prizing happens. You just walk with that. Another thing to keep in mind, the duo with the most eliminations in a single game all day is going to walk with that 25K. And right now, Tfue and Kenstar
are leading with 11 eliminations.
You love to see it. Now, don't forget, the prize pool is great, but those club points are vital, especially because all the clubs are so close, tied here in week 5. We got 1 week left to go. My goodness. Don't forget, we have 4 games heading your way. We're going to hop into game number 3 shortly. For everyone at home, obviously the hashtag, I'm going to keep repeating myself. Don't forget to use it. Fall Skirmish, rep your favorite clubs. Talk about incredible Cypher is, how we've helped you level up your gameplay. And if you're new and you're just tuning into Fortnite, you've never seen it before, just say, hey, add Cypher, add Zekemas Prime. Hey, I'm new here. What do I need to know? We'll help you out. Don't worry. But with that, my friend, what do you think you're hoping to see done differently in this game? For me, I want to see more aggression.
You know, I'm still hoping that somebody busts out the quad crasher. I really do hope that we see some of that. I don't think we've seen anybody even driving it, but, you know, sometimes hopefully someone is put in a situation where the storm's on their back, it's pushing them, they see a quad crash, they're like,
it's go time.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I want to see something done with it, because you can pull off some crazy stuff with it. And and you might think like, oh, this is like, you know, it's not smart. Like maybe driving around an ATK, you can't really do much with it. But this thing moves fast, and with the boost, you can take high ground, you can travel across the map, and people won't be ready for that because people aren't practicing to counter quad crasher mechanics, you know?
Yeah.
So hopefully, I'm hoping. I really do hope we see it.
Absolutely. With that, we'll take a look at the current standings after the first few games. Tajovsky and Heisel maintain pretty much an incredible lead after just 2 games. 9 points hitting the board for them. They are Fortnites. Right behind them, Ghost Issa and Kinzel. And third, we got the Dusty Dogs, Wildcard Alpha, Wildcard Bowman, Tfue and Kinsar. We saw them as well. And then in 5th is Villex and Mitro. Keep in mind, it's only the top 10 duos that place in the money. So Right Name, DeColcom, and Den Hizzle, they are fighting against Hoopek and Skix for that top 10th place. About to see how things continue to develop. But again, man, Cypher, you made a great point. Look at the leaderboard right now. Look how many zeros across the board. Yeah. So if any of these teams could even just pick up 1 point a game, that could be game-changing. That could put them in those top 10s and potentially fight for those prize pools.
And even if you have 0 points right now, if you're at least placing high, or getting, maybe you're not getting 4 lens, but you're getting 3 or 2, that's going to set you apart, and that's going to help you beat those tiebreakers. Because a lot of times there will be, like in the top 10, there will be people that are, you know, 4 points each. But the difference between them is going to be how consistent you were across the board in terms of placement, in terms of victory royales, if you got any, in terms of limbs. So you got to make sure, even if you're not doing well right now, even if you have 0 points, just make sure you're doing all right, close enough, so that when you do have your game and you pop off, you get those 3 or 4 points. Now you're tied with a bunch of people, but you'll be put on top of them if you have been doing well before that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we talked about, we have 4 more games left to go. We've seen 2 games. I would classify those as like almost warm-up games. I mean, unless you're Tfue and Kinstar, in which case you're just going to drop 11 eliminations in the first game of the day and show off a little bit. I'm watching you. But with that, we're going to get ready, and the battle bus is being prepared. All players are boarding, so we'll be launching here in just a moment. I'm just going to repeat myself one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for you guys at home. That hashtag, it's important. I want you to use it. Don't forget about it. Don't forget to rep your clubs. You need to be following Cypher. If for some reason you live under a rock and you've never seen Cypher, you're missing out. This guy's got great noob commentary. This guy's got commentary for professional play. You played in summer skirmishes. You played in the fall skirmish. You are a bush bandit. I mean, what else do I need to say?
It's all right.
Cypher equal amazing.
It's all right.
You need to follow him, okay? Do it. You watching? Yeah, you. No, not you. You. Do it. Follow him. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to hop into game number 2 on the day.
Game 3.
Oh, I can't even count. Game 3 on the day. Man, counting is my Achilles heel. Don't ever ask me to count because I will mess it up. So, dude, you know, another thing I'd love to talk about as well is the quad launcher. We've seen that as well. We saw some players bust it out. It's all I think last game we saw two duos that had one. One was a gold, one was a purple. Didn't get to see much of it.
Oh, okay.
Late game, though, you're like, hey, you guys are all hiding in your 1x1. I can very quickly fire 4 rockets and now bunker buster you. Let's just all have a great time and fight and just see who wins.
So, you know, when I first picked it up, I thought it was going to be very easy to use, but those rockets do have a big drop on them. So if you're using them from range, you do have to kind of lob them a little bit.
Yeah.
And even in close range, the radius of the explosion is very small. So at first, it might seem like, oh, this is very like a noob-friendly weapon that anybody can just pick up and do well with it, but you do have to be precise with it. And if you're using it at long range, it's a lot harder to land those hits.
Yeah, absolutely. I've yet to see this, but if you look straight up, like you're saying, they do have a fall-off. So if you look straight up, they come back down. Yeah. So I want to see mortar plays. You have one duel right in front of you. They box up. You fire some straight in the air. You just apply pressure. Just like, don't move from that spot. Stay there, and then immediately 4 rockets come down and land on their head.
Match 3. We got the battle bus coming in from Snobby Shores heading towards the racetrack. This is a pretty good bus because it's cutting down the middle and it's going over a lot of hotspots, so people won't have to stretch too far. Even if you're landing somewhere in the desert or even in risky reels, if you jump out now, it's not too far of a stretch. So this is a pretty good bus that I think will spread people out. I'm interested to see how many people visit their location that they've already dropped at. Maybe if somebody's uncontested. I think Pleasant Park. Who do we have over there? The Atlantis duo?
No, apparently they went topside. They're going up toward Junk Junction. Or maybe they're going someone else.
No one went to Pleasant Park.
Interesting. We've seen 2 duos land there pretty consistently. Back at Motel, looks like the same duo that's been going there.
Yeah.
Looks like people are going to opt to go toward Wailing Woods, Risky Reels. Yeah, we've actually seen a shift in places where people are landing. That's
no one went Snobby, no one went Pleasant. So those places, if they get rotated too late, people will be like, hey, there's a bunch of chests here. You know, let's.
Oh, Hex.
Early game. Blue tack. That blue tack is, you know, if you're close enough, you know, it can do some serious damage, and it's fast and like. If you have a pump, right, early game, you only have a pump. You don't have a follow-up weapon to switch to, like an AR or a shotgun. Right. I'd much prefer to have that blue tack just so I can take rapid shots at an opponent.
Yeah.
Especially in that early game.
Especially when they don't expect it, right? They're like, he's probably got a shotgun. He's not firing at range. Oh, it's attack. Just kidding. He's putting down shots. I'm in trouble.
This area is always going to be contested, mainly due to the fact
Ale Pro, gracias por tu suscripción, bienvenido al canal.
There's rifts to rotate out of here, and there's
Ale Pro, bienvenido.
Bogdanak is already down, so this is a 1v2 situation.
¿Cómo ves el directo? Cuéntame.
He's low on shields now. He's trying to put some pressure on one of them, but it's too much. When you don't have the materials to fight off, and he didn't even really have a hard-hitting weapon like a shotgun to use to take one of them out quickly. It's rather tricky. So now these guys, Ghost Camo and Pate, have this place uncontested. They don't have shields right now, but I guarantee you once they're done looting that place, they'll have full shields, extra shields, med kits, and potentially a rift to get out of there. It is a very, very heavily contested loot area.
Yeah, for sure. You can see even Risky Reels, you see a duo over there. Genside, Madsen, and Blackstar are taking over Risky Reels, but back at Tilted Tower. Look who's down right now.
Tixi.
Pinstar. Tixi is trying to just close in and pick his friend up. Look at this.
Pinstar's crawling down. He wants to make sure he doesn't take fall damage as he comes down.
Oh, it's not enough. Tixi knocks out a player.
Yeah, and he was really close. He was really close to beating him too. He only has about 10 health left. I don't even think this guy's partner is up.
No, he was taken down.
Yeah.
Marijuana is by themselves now. But the thing is, Marijuana now has tilted towers all to himself.
So he should be able to get out of here, hopefully.
Yep.
Unless somebody rotates early to tilted towers, he should be able to get the health back. It's really unfortunate for TC and can start to go down. But that, I mean, tilted towers, you know, going there, it's a risky move. It either pays off well or you end up getting eliminated early.
And in this case, did not go well for them, but that's okay. Hey, this is
quad crasher.
Oh yeah. Okay. No. Okay. First of all,
I don't think they're gonna take it because there's another team at Risky contesting them.
Yeah.
And Risky's another spot that usually has a lot of chests and good loot, and then also the cars there is gonna give you a lot of metal, and metal's the most important, you know, resource to have.
Yeah.
After the changes they made, metal now has like the most health when it's placed, and of course it's gonna have the most health once it's fully built, and you can't see through it compared to Winter Brick, where when you're hiding these late game circles. Metal's gonna conceal you.
Gracias por esos likes. Bienvenido al nuevo suscriptor también, pero no me aparece quién es, pero bienvenido. Pero pues esté viendo bien. Si alguien me avisan por los comentarios, porfa, a ver cómo se está viendo.
They're like, look, let's just start rotating over to the safe zone. We're gonna be contested there. Let's just leave. But back over to Junction. Dan Dizzle
went down from Dan Dizzle.
That's tough, man. Now
so
Chef
1v2, but Chef is putting a lot of damage into Dan Hizzle. Dan Hizzle's not playing like he got hit. He's playing like he still has a lot of health, and that's kind of how you have to go about it. Because if he starts playing weak, Chef is gonna be like, okay, this guy's weak. Maybe I can get close. Maybe I can take him out and then make it a 1v1. But even though he got hit, he kept shooting and he kept putting pressure with the AR, and he just relied on his teammate that, you know, if I go down, you'll take care of this. Right. But I'm gonna keep giving it my all while I still can. If he had hit away, that, you know, it could have turned into a 1v1.
Such a great point, especially because you touched on it earlier in game number 1. There's like a confidence factor that goes into this, right? If you play like you have 200 health, it's different than if you get cracked once and you start to play defensively, because then you give your opponent that upper hand. Dan Hizzle did not skip a beat. He got cracked once and said, look, I can't back down. I have to just keep applying pressure. And it pays out for them.
Man, these guys are hunting him down. He does not have any health remaining, and he's just trying to maneuver away from them. I don't know what the game plan is here. Honestly, at this point, like, yeah,
it's looking pretty bleak.
Yeah, you kind of know it's over. There's not much you can do. When you got 2 guys who are healthy pushing you like that, you've got 10 health, you're running low on resources, your partner is down. It's an easy fight to lose.
Yeah, but now we're at Greasy Crow. We see Solary MZ and Airwalks there. Carnifex and Crabble are also here. We've seen that duo perform very, very well. So I'm actually interested to see these guys clash. Now, will they? Tough to say. I mean,
it depends on the mentality that both these teams have.
Yeah.
Some people are going to be like, okay, man, you know, we're not doing too hot. Let's play aggressive. Let's get it. And other teams will be like, okay, we have enough points. You know, let's keep playing our regular pace. People tend to change their pace when it's not working. They might start off very aggressive, and if it doesn't work out, they'll slow things down, or vice versa.
Right.
And if 2 teams are playing slow, usually they'll be right next to each other, but they'll end up rotating away from each other for the sake of their own game and making it to the end game.
Look at this guy, Herma and 5 skill back on them.
These guys are typically a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah. I like the, you got the Silence AR, you got that gold thermal, so they can take shots at range, especially when you have these third-party opportunities from, like, basically across the map. Someone bails out there on the rift, Wedge goes down.
I wonder if he'll come back down. No.
Nope.
Oh, this is now a 1v1.
Yeah, his teammate bailed. He left him. No, it's a 2v1. Oh, he did come back down. Okay, so it's Jamside and SSK. I wonder if that was maybe like an accidental rift or something, because there wasn't that much pressure to use that to bail. They've got a grenade launcher, shockwaves.
Taking that rift is a little unfortunate for them, because now rotating out is going to be hard. But maybe they just took it, so the other team can't take it. One of them just rifted. He's actually going to be separated from his teammate. If he does not make it back in time, and I don't think he will, he might be separated from his teammate. And now he's in the storm.
I don't think he's going to be fast. He's still moving. He hasn't been in the sky just yet.
I think he missed it.
I think he might have missed it. He did. He's making his way down south on the map. He's definitely missing these 2.
And look at his health go down. If he does not have a med kit, he might go out in the storm. Right now he's running around. Maybe he's looking for a med kit.
Maybe he saw even just bandages, right?
Yeah, there's some bandages right there.
He finds the bandages. Good.
But that might not be enough. He's already very low. He picked up bandage. Okay, so actually he has 15 and a med kit. Okay. He will be able to make it out, but he has to link up with his teammate. Now I wonder, is he gonna drop the grenades Yes, he is. Okay. That's a smart move. It's a smart move. He could have potentially just, you know, bandaged up to 75 and then ran out with the med kit, but you don't want to risk that. Having the 10 nades is nice, but you don't want to risk that.
Exactly. Back over to the Colcom and Dan Hizzle. They're engaged with players right now. Looks like M11.
Oh, he's gonna put some pressure from the bottom. I think his partner just his partner just took them out. 1v2 in that box.
Wow.
What a great play. Dan Hizzle put on 4 eliminations and that 1v2 with 2 guys in a box like that. That's coming out alive like that. It could have gone bad. If he went down, they would have thirsted him, and then it would have been a 1v2.
That's such a funny spot, because if that's me and I'm in a box of 2 people, I'm going down 100%. Not Dan Hizzle though. He's like, hey, look, Zeke, watch me, do what I do. That's what you want to do. But what's great is now they also have that Rift to Go. We saw them find those players.
Rift to Go. They've got materials. He's maxed out on metal. They're both maxed out on metal potentially, because I see metal between them, and they're not picking up. That means they both have 999 metal.
That's what you like to see going to the late game.
Going to late game with 999 metal with you and your partner. That's what you need to make those late game rotations and finish out the game. So if they can get into the circle with those resources, they put themselves at a really good opportunity to win this.
Now look at this. Take a look at the top right minimap. Jam side is just
coming out of the storm.
I
think they heard him. But there is a lot of action here, so he might go unnoticed. But they are going in his general direction.
There's a quad crasher in play.
I heard it.
Wait, was that Jam side? Did he come out of the storm with a quad crasher?
Yeah, I think he did. He got lasered as he was coming out, and now he has to build.
It's right there. He used it. Yes.
Where's his teammate though? He might be down. I'm not even sure.
I have no idea.
Oh, there's a thermal scope in action.
Yep.
100% accuracy on this thing. So if you are good with your shot, you'll get those shots in, and you might not even eliminate your opponents, but if you weaken them before getting to them, it's gonna. Jamside took the quad crasher, and he ran away with it.
Jamside, where are you?
He's weak. He just got hit.
Oh, but he met up. Look, he's back with SSK, and SSK has a med kit for him.
The reunion, man. Oh my God.
It happened, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, he went back there for that med kit. It's almost like he knew it was there. Sometimes it's important to keep track of loot that you leave behind, because maybe you can't carry it right now, but it might become useful. Because he went straight back there as if he knew that medkit was there. So good on him for knowing that, or maybe he got lucky. You never know, but I'm just gonna assume that he knew it was there and he was smart enough to go back and go for it. And not just that, but also remember that it was there. Because sometimes you might get carried away with the action and you might forget where you left stuff.
Yeah. Now over to 5skill and Herma. They used that rotation.
Oh, look at that pressure. Look at that pressure.
Floating island.
He's trying to break into the box. His partner is going up the side, but he noticed that, so he's going to deny him the high ground, and he's going to make sure that he stays on top. So good on him not tunnel visioning. Look at that. Just the quick building.
Yeah, he's like,
I want to see some crazy stuff from 5skill. I want to see some of the crazy action that we saw in the summer skirmish.
We just need to see him suddenly put up a 1x1 or a 2x1.
All right, so they did a good job of disengaging. They didn't want to put too much pressure, because there's people down on the hill. You see 2 teams down there. They were shooting at them a little bit. So when you have the high ground, you have the advantage on the people who are beneath you, but you're also potentially going to get third party a little bit easier, just because people will see you first when they're approaching the fight.
Right. And now look, they're just sitting here, man. Epsilon's playing Pavzi. But look at this. So this is SK and Jamside. Jamside goes down and is eliminated.
No, he got him with 1
HP.
Left.
Jamside,
that is so clutch.
The people's hero.
How like he came out of the storm extremely late on a quad crasher. He was getting lasered and focused by multiple teams. He's down with 1 health left on the revive, and he gets revived. This is the greatest Cinderella story of Game 3, man. How is he still alive?
I don't know, but it makes me so happy. And now 5skill, he is over here. So I believe, which 2 diamonds are they? I think they're the yellow diamonds down south, just a little bit there. I think that's the them. Bottom left. Yeah, I believe that is them. Oh,
the floating island is in play. Yes. So there will be teams hiding underneath it. There will be teams on top of it, and people are going to try to use it as a late game rotate mechanic.
5skill takes a hit there.
They've got that forward rift. I'm wondering if they're going to use it, or if it's going to. I mean, it probably wouldn't be smart to use it. They really need to just hold this place, because they're in the center of the circle. They're near the island. They're in a good spot. They're in a really good spot. Look at his material count. The only thing he's missing right now is some health, some shields.
Yeah.
But you know, that could come if they stay in that position and maybe catch somebody rotating. Posey just decided to leave. I don't know if his partner's still up, but he left. He used the little crater bounce thing in the cursed zones to move out.
Ooh. Jarl and Beehive making their way around. Madsen, though.
They're just trying to get to the circle right now. That's really what they want. And they want to try to get in without building. You see, they're not building right now. They want to try to get away without using too many resources. So one of them's going to build. The other one's just going to run back with a shotgun just in case somebody's hiding in these builds.
Yeah.
To see, what they can do. And now they're in the circle, so they're going to hold their position and build and just kind of wait and see where the next circle is going to take them.
Take a look at the scoreboard, Cypher. We've got Veins and Say Hello.
Where'd they come
Roma.
from? 6 limbs. Where'd they come from?
Dude. They need 2 more for that 8 elimination threshold to get 3
I really want to
points.
see what their resource count is looking like and what they've got on them, just so we can maybe they'll be the team to break that 11 limb.
They're poised to do so. They just need a few more eliminations. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, at home, Tixi and Kinsar hold the most eliminations on the day with 11 total eliminations between both of them. So
they've got 6. That's the 2 points, right?
Yep.
6 is going to get you 2 points. 4 is going to get you 1.
Yep.
They need 2 more. If they take out one more team, they're looking good on resources. Look, 900 metal, 600 wood, 400 brick. They've both got shields. Not the most amount of health, but one of them is at full, and the other one's at 125. Now the problem is they don't have extra shields. And they've only got bandages in terms of healing, and I don't think they have a campfire because I think they would have used it for Hane.
Yeah.
Or Veins. So they got to play it smart, because if they get into a fight and they don't get the elim or they don't get the extra shields, they might be stuck. They might get that 8 elim count, but they might be stuck without any ways to get back their health.
Yeah. I mean, now if those other duo do have shields or a chug jug or 2, then
that's something you just don't know. You can't know if the team that you're going to eliminate is stacked with resources and shields, or if they're struggling as well. And if you use a lot of resources to eliminate a team that's struggling, it's good to get those limbs on the board and maybe get you that extra point, and that's worth it. But it will suck to have used your resources on a team that already did not have anything to offer.
Yeah. Take a look at this. These are currently the front runners with 9 points rather.
The duo spray with the AR, and he's floating up very slowly.
And keep in mind, Cypher, he's shooting at Boyer. Boyer was the winner from the European scene last week. And Boyer just trying to make a safe rotation as quickly as possible.
Heisel and his partner are in first place currently. They both got 0 limbs. So I think because of them being in first place, they said, hey, let's slow down the pace. Let's try to get at least 1 point per game.
Right.
Let's try to make it to the end and maybe get that victory royale. So they've taken their success in the first few games and they've slowed it down. Some teams might keep the pedal to the metal, keep going full speed, but they're deciding to slow it down. It's actually very smart because they're in the lead by a lot, but you do got to be careful because people can sneak up on you in terms of points.
Yes.
So you play it too safe. Right now, they could make it to 6th place. They could have 3 limbs, and if they lose, they don't get any points for that. And they've just played it safe to get no points. They're breaking all this stuff down just in case, and I think there is a team up hiding on top. So they might bring them down here. The other team I think just dropped down. They've heard them breaking it. And sometimes when people start breaking the bottom of the platform like that, they're not even trying to necessarily take it down all the way, but they're trying to bait the team that's on top to like, hey, they might bring us down. Let's go down. So then that team gives up the high ground, and then they could potentially take the high ground from them or eliminate them.
Oh no! I don't know if you saw it there. There's a bunch of teams that are flying overhead.
Yeah. And a lot of teams are going to be landing on this hill. It's the last hill on the high ground. They're going to, and then the floating island is going to be out of play soon. So a lot of teams are rotating to the floating island, and then they're getting on top of this hill. We've already got like 7 teams here chilling.
Cypher
on this hill.
Jam side, the people's hero is still alive, and he could potentially be engaged here with Heisel and Tyovsky. But look up top.
I want to see
Grapple,
Jam side.
Carnifex, 5 skill.
I want to see them do well, man.
If only we could just call them and be like, hey, Jam side, how's life? How did you make it out of there? How was the quad crasher? How did you live with 2 HP? What are you doing? But now we're coming down to the wire here. 50 players left remaining.
Look at that circle. It's rotating off of the hill. People are going to be coming off the hill. There's already 2 or 3 teams that are already near the circle, so that's good for them. But there's going to be a lot of people moving across. So now it's going to be like more of like a material check and also like a resource check. Do we have launch pads? Do we have shockwave grenades? Do we have the materials to move out of there? If they don't, they'll most likely be eliminated. Or they'll try to get away with rotating without using any materials and hope that they don't get shot at. But a lot of times, this is like a very open rotate, and there's people already set up and posted up, so they will most likely get shot at. Windstrike Meow has the scoped AR.
He's ready to go, man.
Yeah.
He's ready to rumble.
He'll probably get some good hits on people. There is a loot crate coming down.
It's coming above all this little cluster of people.
I think people will fight for that, especially the people who don't have the shields right now.
Yeah.
They're going to need it.
You never know what could come out of that. You could have things like, if you had explodes and a chug jug pop out of that, you're good to go.
You can get a jump pad, you can get a Portal Rift.
Shockwaves, anything.
Yeah, and it's landing right on top of all these players. I think the team that's going to be on top will probably try to secure it.
Everyone is just waiting. They're all waiting for players to make a move, but look at it.
Oh yeah, so Solari
Airwalks goes for it.
Caught it. I'm surprised the V's and Rewind side didn't try to like build out and catch it, or maybe they just weren't paying attention. A lot of times it can slip past you and you don't even realize that it's coming down.
Cypher, you called it out. A launch pad is his reward. That's perfect.
And some minis and a campfire.
He's
so
looking.
He doesn't have a partner with him live. So
yeah, he's down.
That's clutch. He needs that for the late game rotate, and he needed some extra heals. So now he's got a campfire and 2 medkits. So if this comes down to a heal off, he's looking good. But he is by himself, so his partner can't be there for him to like maybe rebuild walls that get broken down or keep people off of him. So he's got to hope that he goes unnoticed a little bit. Putting some pressure here with the clingers, and look, he used those clingers. I think it's because he was going to leave them behind. He dropped something to pick them up, and it's better just to use them instead of having them lay there.
Yeah.
And those clingers actually caused that team to go down. Now he doesn't get any credit for that, but now
he's
they're
just
down.
Calling the lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wildcard Alpha goes down
Oh
there.
my God! Look at this circle. It's going up the hill.
Oh, okay. So
if
Cypher,
you currently do not have a launch pad or enough resources, you're going down.
Yeah.
And no one is in a good spot here because look how deep it is into the circle. The only people that are in a good spot are maybe the people that are up ahead, but even the guys in the back, they might even be in the better spots because they don't have people behind them. Like this.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
Players
so they're able to
down.
come in and get those cleanups as people rotate.
Nope, wasn't enough. I mean, Cypher, if there's
we got
anything
38 people.
the Skirmish series has taught us,
it's going to go down.
Is if you fight a mountain, you lose.
Yes.
Like you're talking about, man. These launch
got some
pads,
launch pads coming in.
Oh.
He's going to use their launch pad, Dan Hissel, and he needs one more limb to secure a second point. They've got 4 and 1. 5 skill, taking the high ground. Someone's in there with them. Who is that?
I couldn't
Someone
see.
just landed in a box with 2 other players.
Oh, it was Wildcard Alpha, and he takes him down, and they thirst him as well. Wildcard Alpha and Bowman, they take down 5 skill. He's by himself. He was by himself.
Has the high ground, but yeah, 5 skill
well,
unfortunately landed with them. And these guys, you know, you're out of mats. You can't build up the hill. It's over. I mean, he just stopped moving. He gave up. He's like, okay.
It's like, it was a good run. It was a good run. I'll see you guys back in the lobby.
Fnatic, Yarl, and Beehive have a good high ground, but look, there's only a couple things holding up at the top. So if somebody tries to contest that, it could get ugly. And you'll notice the second circle is moving far into the circle, and it's moving towards the island.
I wonder if it's the circle right now is big enough that you could clip the floating island vortex and use it to get high ground.
That'd be very interesting. I've never seen that happen before, but that'd be very interesting.
Oh,
they're coming down. They took a little bit of storm damage. Unfortunately, their rotate was a little bit late. What they're doing here is really risky because you're going down the hill, so the high ground is actually getting higher and higher as the circle rotates, and any mistake where you fall down will cost you a lot more health, and at this point, it's going to be lethal.
They're just making the choice here to dive straight down.
I think low ground is the move in the situation.
Yeah, especially, I mean, if teams are getting high ground, let them have high ground. Let them waste the mats. Don't fight over it, because you need to see where this next safe zone is. This is going to determine everything. And now here we go, Cypher. We're about to get the new safe zone.
Who still has the high ground? I wonder if Beehive and Spartan still have it. There's some pressure. Oh,
they need to go
Moose
back.
Crabble by himself on the top right now. He's got bandages.
That's about it, though.
That's about it. I wonder if he'll get shot down if he attempts to heal through this. But no, actually, this is not even the final circle. The circle's he can move even more. So if he doesn't have the resources to move, he will go down here. And those guys, the high ground, oh no.
Oh, SSK goes down. Jamside trying to lock it up, but it's not enough.
Will he be able to pick him up?
Blacks out and Matt's.
I don't think he will. No. The Storm is going to be moving in a little too fast. He'll try to leave some space for his opponent, for his partner to crawl through, but
I don't think it's looking good.
Yeah.
Windstrike, Sif, and Tyke up top.
With 4 limbs, they've got the 1 point, and I think right now everybody alive potentially is in the top 5. It just depends on how many solo players are alive. Right here, they have the high ground. The circle's gonna be closing in about 10 seconds, and it's gonna completely engulf these guys. These guys, Jarl and Beehive, is this the ultimate high ground? Are they all the way on top right now?
I believe so. They've been maintaining that.
Wow, they maintained it, and it's so risky that they. That's very smart. That is extremely smart.
I love
And Beehive is just, Beehive you see is layering himself up all the way to try to get as far away from anybody else who could potentially grapple or launch pad to him. And Jarl is gonna, his goal is gonna be to make sure that Beehive stays up there.
He's just trying to go down, find eliminations if he can.
And he wants to.
Not enough.
That's part of the. He had no mats. That's part of the problem of being that high. There's no room for error. I feel like he miscalculated that a little bit. He could have potentially just started spraying from the top instead of going down like that. But Beehive is all the way up there, and he's got the medkit. Everybody down there is fighting.
I think
he's got the campfire and the medkit, so he can actually pop the medkit and then pop another one if he chooses to do so. I mean, he popped the bandages if he chooses to do so. He just has to wait till he goes to 74. This is easily his game.
Yeah,
there's no way.
There's only 2 people left, and Windstrike Sif is about to fall to the Storm. There it is. And man, Cypher, I think you called it out.
2 limbs from Jarl. So far, every team that has won has not had a limb point. They haven't had 4 or 6 or 8.
Enough to meet that threshold. Yeah. I think you called it perfectly, man. It came down to them maintaining that high ground Beehive, and then like you talked about, Jarl didn't have mats, so he's like, look, you have everything you need to go to this heal off. I'm just gonna go down and see if I can find elimination.
He basically, let Beehive just build up, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna make sure no one knocks him down. But it's surprising, like it's a little lucky for them that they didn't get knocked down. The other teams were so busy fighting each other, but if somebody looked up, they really weren't held together by too much.
Yeah.
So, but with that many people alive in the late game, sometimes you're just focused on yourself. You're not really thinking about what other people are doing. You're like, okay, where am I right now in the circle? Where can I rotate? Can I potentially heal myself in the storm? You're not thinking about what other people are doing, and the good teams will think about that because they don't want somebody to get that easy win like they got.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to take a look at the replays coming in from that game, match number 3 on the day. I feel like this was a good way to start things back off after coming out from the first 2 games, right? Coming from that break. There was plenty of action to be had. But man, so here's the thing. Now we're halfway through, right? We've got 3 games left to play. Now you have to wonder, are some of these teams that maybe don't have a point, that haven't made it too far, are they just going to turn it on? They're going to say, look, we just have to give it everything we've got. We got to try and land these high populated areas. We need to try and play for eliminations. I mean, you might even see the likes of like Kingwin, Heisel, and Tyovsky that are in first. They might even slow their game down, right?
Yeah, they've already started slowing it down.
Yeah.
We saw them. I don't know how they finished this game, but we did see them with 1 limb or 0 limbs towards the late game. So when you have that first place, it's easy to slow it down, but you also got to be careful not to slow it down too much. Because if you're not getting points, if you're not getting at least 1 per game, somebody else could catch you.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting ready to hop into the 4th game. I was going to say the second game. The 4th game, we're halfway through the European scene. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, later on, we'll be back for 6 North American games, so definitely don't miss out on that. Obviously, that hashtag, super important, Fall Skirmish. Don't forget to use that as well. Rep your favorite club. This is week 5. We've got 1 week left for the clubs to try and come out on top and obviously talk about Cypher. Talk about things he's helped teach you, maybe things he's learned. And again, if you've never watched Fortnite and this is the first time, welcome. It's great to have you. We hope you're learning some things because Fortnite's a crazy fun game.
Definitely.
Skill ceiling, very high.
And when you're watching these guys play, you might even think like, are these guys playing the same game as me? Because you don't see this type of stuff sometimes in a regular game.
This is not your typical pub lobby. Let me tell you what. When you make it to 7th to last circle, and there's 70 players left in the lobby. Not your typical pubs. It's actually interesting because normally you see like right around 20, 25, and you're like, all right, I can make this.
Yeah, I mean, work. Even 20, 25 is like on the high end, but you know, sometimes you accidentally get into a lobby with a bunch of pros, and you're just like, why is there so many people alive? Where are these?
What's happening?
What is everyone building?
Yeah. With that, we'll take a look at the current standings. Let's take a look.
Haven't changed too much.
It hasn't changed too much, so it's something to keep in mind. Again, Tyovsky and Heisel, you talked about in Cypher last game. They didn't accrue any points, but they're still leading with 9. Isa and Kinzel right behind them for the Bush Bandits. Your team with 5 points in second, and then we got 2 Dusty Dog teams, Wildcard Alpha and Bowman, Tixie and Kinstar with 4, and then Alanis, Vilex, and Mitro there in 5th. Keep in mind, top 10 teams are going to place in the money. So right now, Boyer XD is currently pushing down Veins and his duo partner. But keep in mind, we still have 3 games left to play. In Cypher, just something, again, I want to touch on very quickly. The points, they're still super close. Even 1 point could take someone like Dan Hizzle from 2nd up into top 10. And look, now we're starting to see these points spread back out throughout the remainder of the leaderboard. So we've got 3 games left to play. You got to hope that...
We'll definitely see some jumps. Some people who are at 1 or 0 or 2 points, they'll have one good game where they pop off and they'll jump up. And in that situation, you want to make sure that if you are in the lead right now, you've cushioned yourself enough that if somebody does have a good game, you'll still be on top of them.
Yeah, for sure. And keep in mind, another thing to touch on is the current pricing. For a Royale Flush, that's a Victory Royale and 8 eliminations. It'll give you 2 extra points and a 10K bonus before placements even happen. We still haven't seen one of those. We've got really close.
Yeah. If anybody gets that, they'll be, right now, if you look at the top 20, if anybody gets a Royale Flush, they'll automatically be in 1st place.
Yeah. That would be huge. 8 points to hit the board. They'd be coming up right behind the Kingwin duo. And something else to touch on is the most eliminations in a single match. That is all day for Europe. Right now, if you're just tuning in, Tixie and Kinstar in game number 1 of the day drop 11 eliminations. So they could very well see this 25K before placements even happen. And keep in mind, they're currently in top 10. So they basically, you got to think, for getting the most eliminations, you basically place 4th on the day. That's before actually placing. Think about how crazy that is. I think in Game 6, you've touched on it a little bit.
Yeah,
we're going to see people start to pop off. They're like, look, this is the last few games.
Game 5 and
eliminations.
6.
Let's go.
They're going to go for all limbs, especially the teams that... And that'll actually open up opportunities for people to get that, because right now people might be playing safe or passive, but when a lot of teams, you know, commit to the elim game and they're just like, okay, we got to get these elims, there will be more fights, which will result in more elims, and people who are in a good position to take advantage of that will have more opportunities to get those 11, 12, 13 elims for the game. So.
Yeah. Players are loading up on the battle bus as we speak. Now I'm curious again, do we see people slow down? Do they speed up their game?
I think people are going to start speeding up. I think the people on top right now, they'll still play their same game. They'll play what they've been doing. The people who haven't been doing so well, maybe the frustration will build up and they'll be like, all right, guys, let's do something crazy.
Yeah. We'll have to see here in game number 4 on the day. It's time. The battle bus has launched. Hopefully all these players have thanked the bus driver for working tirelessly, just 24/7. But
Pleasant Park was empty last game.
Yeah, man.
I think it won't be again, because I think people will notice that. So some teams will have noticed that maybe no one went Pleasant. So let's go check out Pleasant, because there is a lot of loot there, especially if only one team is landing there. You'll have enough loot for you and your partner.
There's so many houses there, so many loot chest opportunities. But here we go. We see the battle bus traveling from Risky Reels down toward Greasy Grove. So what I'm curious to see is, like you touched on, man, are people going to change up the landing? I feel like we've seen some teams definitely swap it up, not by like a large degree or anything like that.
Yeah, they'll still land like somewhere close to where they usually landed.
How many people are like hovering over Tilted there? Like maybe Tilted. Who's feeling saucy? Pickaxe battles at Tilted Towers. Let's see it.
2 teams going for the island right now.
Yep. Now, don't forget there is that lower. Little rock below the actual floating loot lake. There, yeah. You can spawn up to 3 down there on top of all the chests up on top where the house is. Look, we're actually going to see some action in Pleasant Park, maybe even Snobby Shores. It looks like a duo is heading over there.
Not a lot of empty places this time. I think you saw you see 3 people heading towards Snobby. Snobby was uncontested last game. And you see 2 teams in Pleasant, and Pleasant was uncontested last games. These guys they're most likely, they're watching things back and they're saying like, okay, you know, Pleasant wasn't, let's go there. Snobby wasn't, let's go there. 3 teams now near Snobby. So you got to be careful.
And 3 teams inside Tilted Towers, but over at Snobby, Fuzzy and Aragonist are in an engagement here. He's even got the pistol out.
Yep.
Look at that. He knocks him with a shotgun. That is Marky going down.
Was that both of them went down?
No, it looks like it was just the one. So they confirm the elimination. Now his teammate is just
his teammate's
behind them.
Towards them, actually. He's coming to get revenge.
Sprinting. He's like, no.
Oh!
He cracks once, cracks twice.
He took him down.
Oh.
It's a 1v1 right now, but he's weak. He's got a campfire and a blue tactical. He's going to try to probably reposition and put down that campfire, maybe get some health back. I think he's already doing that. So the longer this goes, the more health he'll have. But he has to realize that his opponent that he dropped could get picked up. And if he does, that's game over. So he's balancing now. Do I stay on this campfire or do I go for the elim?
Oh.
And he did get picked up. So that's unfortunate. And you can't even really blame him. He had such low health that there wasn't much to go off of. Yeah. And he had that campfire. The longer he stays, the more health he has, but the longer he stays, you know, the other guy might get picked up. And he did get picked up.
Yep. Valiant effort indeed. But now they are the owners. And look at Pleasant Park where Atlantis Mitro gets sniped in the face. Yoshi takes him down.
And now they're going in for the push. There's no way they're going to let him get this up. These guys are savages. They're going in. They smell blood. They know that this guy is weak. He just took him out. I think he just shot the first thing that he saw move, and you know, he went for the third. So I don't even think he did that on purpose. Pressure being put. Yoshi went down. Atlantis Felix with the well-placed pump shot. Now it's a 1v1 situation. He has 120 health. Felix has 100. It's still very close. It's anyone's game right now. He's gonna bounce the nades off for the thirst. I don't think he'll be able to protect his partner. And now he doesn't have to worry about, he's still alive.
He's still alive.
He somehow crawled away from the nades. He's got high ground. He did get a decent shot. I think he did. I'm not even sure.
My goodness. What an excellent turnaround from Vilex.
Goes for the edit play, takes off his shield. Now he is leading in health, but they've both got pumps. They could easily take each other out with one well-placed pump shotgun shot. Yoshi is bleeding out. The longer this fight goes, the longer... Oh my goodness.
How did Poverty find the angle there? He cracks Vilex and takes him down.
That was so well played by Vilex.
Wow.
Being pressured like that and playing defensive while also playing offensive at the same time.
Yeah, man.
Put him in that good position, but unfortunately did not go in his favor.
Unbelievable. Now we're over to Vato and Nameless, who are in lucky landing. Looks like they're
keeping the high ground. They're going to prevent him from building up high.
Okay, this is 2v1.
Yes.
Yep, there it is.
Easy to clean up there. So when a good player has the high ground, no matter how good you are personally, it's going to be really hard to take it back from them. It's very easy to deny somebody the high ground retake. And oh my God,
he got him with the dual pistol.
You don't see that too often. Those dual pistols, man.
Putting in work, and he is able to get his teammate up after that as well.
And they've got Pleasant themselves to loot, and hopefully they have enough shields to come out of that. It all started with that crazy snipe.
Oh my gosh, that low-key scared me.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Okay,
they were on the same page there.
Let's not do that again. Down below Nova though,
they've got the rift. It looks like they want to use it, but I'm not sure. They can sit and wait. They can sit and wait. They can play patient. When you have that, you get to kind of control the tempo of the fight.
Yeah. Over to ONF Evil.
Very low on health. So is his partner. They both have critical health right now. But look how he's playing. Look at that. He has 39 health. He's running at that guy like he has 100.
But look, there's a team coming in on the north side right now. It's
he's going to try to secure the elim. The other team that's coming in is very healthy, and they're looking to third party this and get the clean up. And I think they will, to be honest with you, because LH Veins has 100 shields. They're already on top of them. Both these guys down here are extremely weak. And you see how they're splitting the pressure. One of them's on top, one of them's on the bottom. That makes it really hard to defend. And now it's a 2v1.
Nox holding on for dear life.
He's got that boogie bomb, but I don't think that's gonna really. Yeah, he tried. He tried.
He tried.
But even if he hit him with it, you know, he is the high ground. He could just sit up there.
Yeah.
And his partner's gonna finish this off. This is a good rotation. These guys found a group of people that were.
Goodbye.
Oh, there we go. TC and Kinstar, 3 limbs. One more, they'll be in. Was that it? Was that a knockdown? I think that was.
Yeah, he was knocked and they thirsted him there.
Okay.
So we saw his teammate shockwave grenade toward Blue Lake. You see they're trying to land it a 20 there.
He got it for 200 meters.
Wow, Tixie, stop! You're
This guy is a machine.
TC
is a machine. I couldn't even see him on the screen. He got it from 200 meters with an AR. First shot accuracy.
Unbelievable.
And that secures them another point.
This guy's on a tear.
That's gonna get them at 5 points total. And you know, like I said, like if they have a good game here, they could jump up to first place. I really want to see them get that Royale Flush. I want to see a team get it.
Yeah, we need to see one team. Look, this Kinstar goes up. And now Tixie will join him. They're going to make a rotation from there. But now over to M11 and Rennick. They are fighting against Fuzzy and Aragonist.
Yeah, they're kind of alone right here. So Fuzzy and Aragonist seems like they want to disengage. And I think he's gonna let them, maybe. Yeah, they're both gonna agree. Little gentleman's agreement here to disengage. Oh, little shots. I guess the gentleman's agreement was broken.
They're like, gentleman's agreement. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to.
I mean, I think he was just kind of fishing. You know, these guys, they don't necessarily know how much health each other have. So if those shots had connected, and let's say, for example, he didn't have shields, and they saw the white damage, they'd be like, all right, let's go get these guys.
Yep.
And if they saw blue, they might be like, okay, they do have shields. We replay right here on Tixie going for this. Do you even see that, man?
I just don't. He's just this tiny little. Dude, you got to think Tixie is freaking out. When that happened, he lost his mind. Or maybe he's like, calculations complete. Beep boop, beep boop. Continuing robot rampage. Here we go.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Tixie's the type of guy to just hit that and just not even say anything.
Not even say anything. He's
facial
just like,
expression, same. Just you gotta be like that when you're a stone cold slayer like Tixie.
God. Tixie, I hope you're going to TwitchCon because I need to meet you in person. This is unbelievable. Look where the safe zone is currently.
So you got a couple teams taking the island, and they're going to rotate in. So a lot of teams will be in the same area near the soccer field in the safe zone, like we had in Game 1. That island can really dictate where people are rotating. The smart players, you'll see those 2 purple guys. They're going like towards Greasy. They're trying to stretch it a little bit. They won't necessarily land in the safe zone, but they'll avoid other people who are just taking the direct route from the island to the safe zone.
I just looked at the number. We're still at 69 players, by the way. 70 players still remain in the current lobby. This is going to start to thin out just a little bit.
Yeah, especially with this rotation being deep near Snobby Shores. Got 3 different teams here. I think it's a solo and 2 sets of duos. Beto's putting pressure on these guys down there. Now, Dav is weak on health, but his partner does have enough shields. Is he going to go for this edit play? No, it's not even his whole.
Ooh. That is an RPG that flies overhead. Nameless is hurt.
Was that from his partner? That wasn't even from. No, that wasn't from his partner.
That was someone else.
That was someone else. He missed that
Fox.
rocket, or he was going for somebody else. But he's probably really happy that it didn't hit him.
Yeah. Trimax currently holding that gold RPG overhead.
It's actually 3 sets of duos. It's not a solo.
Hurt,
good knock.
Him down.
His partner Nameless is bandaging, so he'll be back in the fight probably once he hits 75. And he's just gonna keep the high ground and make sure people don't leave without getting shot at. But the circle is closing, as remember, it's almost near the soccer field. So it's not too far away, but if these guys don't have bandages or medkits, some of them will go down to the storm.
Gray Fox looking super unhealthy. He's probably going to go down in the storm. He's trying to make anything happen. And
he's got bandages. He's got bandages.
Oh,
he's
wow.
Easy cleanup. Okay.
Not enough.
Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you there. That was a good play, but he could have gotten the 6 limbs instead of 5. Because what he did is he went for the person that was still up.
Yeah.
Right? But if he had taken out
Gray
Fox went down to the storm. But if he thirsts Gray Fox, that still counts as elimination.
Right.
The fact that he skipped thirsting him and went for the eliminate, it was a safe play. It's not a wrong play. It was just a safe play. So he could have potentially gotten 6, but he went for the 5. You know, I respect the safe play. It's still a good play. They have bandages. Wait, did he?
Okay, look, Tixie, stop.
TC, relax.
You're just too strong. He put 60 damage down on that player, and they were at full. They started that descent on full health.
And he's doing this with a green AR. Imagine if he had a Epic Assault Rifle or a silenced, he would have taken him out.
That would have been game over. He opens the door and there's a little ding-dong. Hello, it's me, Tixie. Take a look at the scoreboard, though. 5 eliminations on Vato right now. The most in the lobby. Currently, now, Tixie and Kinstar, they're not too far behind.
4 limbs. They've secured 1 point. And right now, they're in Greasy. They're farming and looting a little bit more. I think, and they've got the Port Rift too, so they can make any late game rotation that they need to. This is looking really good for them. Even though Vado and them have 5 limbs, they're coming out of the storm with no shields.
Right.
So, their goal right now is probably like, okay, we might not win this, but let's at least get 1 more limb to secure the 2 points for 6.
For sure. We got 2 minutes before we get a new safe zone. Or rather, before the storm starts to move and overtake this area. Look who's still alive. The people's hero!
And TC and Kinstar, they're not. They waste no time. They're immediately going to take advantage of this opportunity. A little bit of a misplay there, but that's fine. They actually they don't even want to wait. They're going to launch pad right on top of these guys to go for the limbs. 72 damage with that pump. Finishes him off. He had a quad.
That could have been really scary if he got a quad off. Up top.
2 more limbs. They've got the 6 that they need. They've got an extra point now.
The question is, do they know about the other duo that's here?
The other duo is already leaving.
I think
they decided to dip. They definitely know there's another duo here because the only reason they came here is because they heard people fighting. They took out one of the duos, and now they know there's another team that's a little bit weak because they were underneath. And they're just looking for them right now. But they got to be a little bit cautious because they don't know exactly if they have a lot of health or not. For all they know, they could have 100 shield, 100 health, and they were just, tunneling inside there.
Yeah.
So I'll be surprised, but they can stay here as long as they want, just because of the Porter Rift. So they can wait it out until the other team leaves, get 2 more limbs. It's going to be 8. That's going to get them another point. So it's so impressive how fast they rotated. They didn't waste any time. They probably didn't even talk about it. They heard the shots and immediately they even used a launch pad.
Yeah.
They even used a launch pad to get there as quickly as possible.
It's interesting that they did commit the launch pad. I wonder if they have a second one, or maybe they just knew, like, hey, we've got the Rift to go. It's okay. We just need to get in there and get eliminations. I think, yeah, they're starting to close in on these players now. You could just tell how hungry Tixie is.
There we go. Some good hits from Tixie. He knows he's white health because he just hit him a couple times. It was almost like he was baiting them into thinking that he was gonna disengage. And they, like I said, they can stay here, and they're gonna move a little bit back so they're not sitting in the storm, but they're gonna hold high ground. I see you guys come out. Those guys are still okay. Now they're coming out. They're kind of forced to come out. The storm is sticking for 2.
Oh God, Zypon has a quad.
One of them went down.
Whoa! That hurts so bad. Oh my God! Zypon turns the whole thing around.
That quad was so impressive, and he's got their materials, and he's got the Rift to get out of here. Oh, they probably were not expecting that. That is so unfortunate for them.
Wow! Heading over to Carnifax and Crabble, who have a replay themselves. Looks like they're going to try and secure Novash, and
Good
they
shots.
do. Dude, that was so crazy, Zypan. Let's go.
They probably thought they had it in the bag. I really thought they did. I did not think that was going to happen. That quad came in clutch. They couldn't defend against it. He used all 4 shots. He knocked down Kinstar, and TC tried to build, but it was just too late. And then he had the angle on him to finish him off, and the storm was ticking.
My gosh, quad launcher. This thing is
unbelievable. Done, dude.
That's and for that to be Tixie and Kinstar,
taking
and 2v1, and he takes both down.
And he had very low health. Neither of them had shields. Kinstar and Tixie, maybe they're just a little too confident in that engagement. They tried to play it safe, but at the end there, they kind of just pounced on them. When the storm came in, they just pounced, and they didn't realize like it was good that they concealed the quad launcher.
Right.
Sometimes if you give away the fact that you have a rocket or explodes, your opponent will play safer and they'll be prepared for it. But Tixie and Kinstar, neither did we. We didn't know that they had that. And so when it came out, it caught them off guard and it took them out.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you gotta wonder, is he still alive? Did Zypan? There he is up top. You see him. He's topped off. He's ready to go.
He rifted. He was able to choose where he wanted to land. This thing is finishing near Snobby. near the hill, in the hills near Snobby as well.
Yep.
Such a great play. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that even happened.
Just unbelievable play coming out of Europe today, as always. But now, man, we've got 35 seconds left to go.
Two teams up on that hill that are really close to each other. They're going to be forced to rotate. If neither of them has like a means of rotation, like one of them, they're rotating now, and they're getting shot at by this team. But there's two teams. They're kind of, the other team's going to probably use some of their builds, and they're not going at each other, but eventually they might be forced to.
Yeah, they're just trying to bail Zacubus there, and Wiccacy trying to leave, but Kinsel and Kinzel.
I don't think Kinsel. He doesn't know about the team up top. He doesn't know. He just got lasered.
Ooh.
Good shots back from Crabble. That was good. That was good. And he smells blood. He got him down. He's popping the med kit. Will he be able to get it off in time? He might be able to. It depends on how quickly Crabble plays this. He did not get it off. He canceled it. He didn't want to risk it. Storm was closing.
No, he actually did. He did.
Oh, he did. Okay.
It was literally like 1 pixel. He moved the moment he could. And now they're trying. Wait a minute.
Did he turn that?
5 skill finds an elimination on
Saipan.
Yep. We saw him take down.
This is a 1v1. Both teammates are down near each other.
It's not enough. Isa goes down.
And I mean, no, he
just picks some card effects. He's good to go. But the Storm is going to hurt so much.
It's 60 for 2, and he's getting shot at. I don't know if he got it off.
We'll have to stay tuned and see. But look how many players are here just around. I believe this is near Snobby Shores. And now, like you talked about, man, we had to start moving away from Snobby toward the mountains. This is where things are going to get interesting. And you can see Herma actually goes down to the likes of Boyer there.
When you're replacing these walls like this, you're actually getting back more materials than it takes to replace it. So it's definitely worth it. You're getting a net plus on your resources, and then making all those walls yours is definitely it has the added benefit of being able to edit the walls.
Right, you own that wall, man. We're gonna hopefully we don't see the circle move over these mountains, because man,
Yarrow and Beehive are definitely playing for the win. They both got 0 limbs, and even last game they had a low limb count.
Yeah,
so they're definitely playing for the late game of limbs and for the win potentially. Look at this, circle's going back up the hill. Oh, that's terrible news for those guys down there.
But look, Tyovsky and Heisel, the front runners right now, they're already set.
Like
They've got their new zone.
Yeah, like we predicted, they're playing slow, and they're playing for just guaranteed points that they can try to get. They don't want to risk anything, and they're in a great spot right now. The circle is favoring them. They have the high ground. They're putting a little bit more pressure on these guys beneath them, because these guys beneath them are the ones that could potentially challenge them for the high ground. So if they can take them out early, they'll be able to focus on the people that are coming up the hill as the rotation happens.
And now we're down to 42 players. We're about to see the Storm start to overtake this entire area.
Not a lot of materials on Tyovsky.
Yeah.
But he has enough to hold this circle down.
Yeah, for at least like a little bit, right?
Yeah. People launching in.
How many people are still left alive all over the place. 5 skill is left by himself. They have 7 eliminations as a duo.
One more. I think he's looking for it. He knows he needs it. Oh!
Almost finds
one more shot would have taken him out. No, he did knock him down. He knocked him down with the rifle.
Okay.
Now the question is, will that person get picked up?
I believe
he will.
I believe that was a straight elim, because now he's up to 5.
Okay. I see that.
So they now get those points, those valuable points. 3 are going to hit the board for them. And that's huge, man. I don't know if they had points before this, and now to drop 3 suddenly.
That's great. And he's still alive. He's got 800. Ooh. He has the other cloud launcher. That was his last shot, though, so he needs to pick up some more rockets off somebody else. But he has 800 metal, 168 brick. It's not bad. He's already in the circle. Right now, I think his goal is just to try to get top 5. More limbs would be nice, because 3 more, and he's tied with Keenstar and TC.
Right.
Maybe he knows that. Maybe that's what he wants.
Oh, can you imagine 5 skill by himself? If he does find the 3-man, he'll tie. And that means if he ties, they both do a split the money there. So we'll have to see how things unfold. Dementos currently goes down to Hoopbeck. You can just hear all the gunfire all over the place. Now the circle starts to move. 5 skill needs to make his way to safety. But he
puts down that ice trap just in case somebody's trying to follow him.
Okay.
If they get hit with that ice trap, it's going to be really hard to rotate.
Skyart here's in the storm. It's not enough. He cannot be rezzed. He's going to be left. His teammate cannot get that revive off, so Jarl and Beehive here looking to make the rotation.
Yeah, he was getting hit really hard. He has very low health.
The Dusty Dogs, Jarl, Beehive trying to make it in safely.
That's not Beehive. Good knock. He's going to secure his first limb right there.
Saw for like a moment, he was like, hey, yo, Beehive. Oh, that's not you.
Unfortunately, he didn't thirst and go for the loot, but I think he decided not to because of the storm.
Yeah, and Beehive, his teammate goes down, though. 26, 25, 24 players. This lobby is thinning out.
And Wixie, I think they're going to go for a high ground take here. It looks like they're planning for that high ground because they're building up really high. He's low on materials. Him and his partner. I don't know how many materials his partner has, but they're in a great spot right now. They've got 4 limbs.
Look at the ammo count, though.
Yeah.
Cypher, 13.
It sounds like they're getting shot down, by the way. They've got to be careful.
Yeah,
He's playing a little cautious.
I feel like they're not looking around enough. He's trying to locate players.
He's not peeking. I think he knows they're going forward.
I'm sorry, Fuzzy. Are you in a bush? Okay.
Okay, if he's not part of the bush bandits,
he's a lucky llama.
Okay, well, you know, maybe we gotta get him on a different. Get him switched up a little bit.
Oh my God, bush bandits are currently recruiting.
Okay. Oh, he just slipped.
No,
Will he be able to get up?
It's okay.
He can't lose his bush.
Now, here's the thing. If he...
Oh no, that wall is on top of him.
The wall.
He's gonna
Come
lose
on,
his
you place
bush.
this. You can edit it. It's okay. There you go. Oh, bush is gone. Does he find the player?
Oh, no. Oh, he does.
Oh, he does.
Great shot. He needs one more for another point. He's got 3 health left and 15 shield. He needs one more to secure another point.
Was there someone on his right? I don't think he saw him. Yeah, look above.
People above, people below. He knows he needs one more, man. He's looking for it. He's playing out of his mind right now. Okay. You need that.
Fuzzy.
You need that, Fuzzy.
Look at him right there, Fuzzy. That's an elimination waiting to happen. Dude, Fuzzy has 18
He's going to go for the edit play. He's going to go for the... He's using the pyramid to line of sight a little bit.
Okay, come on.
There's someone beneath him.
Look how many people still here. Siba there up top. He's using that med kit to top off. We're down to 9 players.
He doesn't have the health, so he's not going to go for the win. He needs to just secure.
Yeah.
He's already secured the top 5. He just needs to secure just one extra one. Because that extra point could be the difference between being in the money and not. Okay, the storm can't touch him. The storm touches him once. He's lucky to have this metal to kind of like move around a little bit. Oh, he's getting shot from the top. If one of these hit him, he's down.
Oh, he barely hangs on there.
Out of materials. Goes for the shot.
No, it's not enough. Saban takes him down.
Oh, it was a good effort. It was a good effort. These guys are high ground. If somebody Boyer can potentially shoot them down. He has no mats. He can't even build. He's going to die to the storm.
It's a 1v1. It's Wiccacy versus last week's winner,
100 bricks left. Boyer's going to shoot him down. If Wiccacy doesn't do anything about this, he's going to go down. He's going to fall to his death.
I don't think
Boyer has
enough attention.
If Boyer has enough health to avoid getting one shot. Boyer doesn't have any mats.
He's got the heavy. Just break down the structure.
He needs to break down the structure. I don't know how many materials he has left. Oh, the reload. Oh,
it's not
came down to the wire. He had no more materials left. He had like 30 brick left. It was a good attempt by Boyer.
It was. Last week's champion Boyer making it to top 2, doing everything he can to stay alive. But Cypher, if there's something that you have said a lot this day, it is that materials are vital. And Boyer just didn't have anything. Even Wiccacy, down to his last build there, manages to hang on and just barely edge out Boyer there. Man, so I
thought some crazy plays that game.
Definitely.
Honestly, Mitro and his partner going down
right at the start,
and Kinstar and TC going down with the quad, the 1v2 quad play. They did not expect that. They probably felt really bad about it. I think they had 7 limbs. They had 6. They took down one of his partners, unless he went down to the storm.
You know what? I don't know. It's hard to see. There's a lot of. Oh, they actually had 7 limbs. You were correct. 7 eliminations.
They were banking on that one extra limb to get the 8, and then maybe try to win the game.
Dude, that was. And then Zypan turns the whole situation around with the quad launcher. We touched on this, and again, I had talked with Myth earlier in the week, and he said quad launcher. It is game defining, and Zypan shows us why. Yep. He's like, hey, Tixi, how's it going? I'm going to take you down. I'm going to take Kinstar down with this. Let's take a look at the replays coming out of that last game. This is match number 4 on the day. We have 2 games left to play, but my, oh my,
this
Cypher.
was such a good fight as well. Felix went down here, but he did a good job being 1v2.
He almost turned it around.
Considering Mitro got sniped right in the beginning, to turn that around, potentially, knocking down one of the opponents and almost come out on top, like, it takes a really good player to do that.
My goodness, this was such an incredible game to watch. There was so much action we had, and I think, you know, we kind of touched on it earlier, as we are now moving into the final last games. People are just starting to step it up. It's like, look, regardless of what happened in the first few, we just got to go full send now.
This is, by the way, this is the quad launcher right here. I don't think they picked it up. They let it slide down.
They should have taken it. Can you imagine?
So it slides down from the team that they eliminate, and then the other duo picks it up and eliminates them with it.
Fuzzy as well finds elimination. I believe he had almost made it out, but... And then there in the final moments, Wikisi versus Boyer. They had 6 eliminations as a duo, so that was 2 points heading their way. My goodness. I think my favorite moment coming out of that was that quad launcher play from Saipan.
When there's a new item like that, people typically, you know, they'll either avoid it because they're not used to it, or they'll use it because other people won't be used to it as well. I don't like when, you know, if that was a grenade launcher or a rocket launcher, I think TC and Keenstar could have dealt with it a little bit better.
Yeah.
But it's a different beast. It fires a lot faster. It's quick and it does a decent amount of damage. They weren't ready for that. And maybe now they'll think about it a little bit more when they engage in a fight. Maybe, you know, if they have a quad launcher, we got to be ready.
Yeah, got to watch out for the quad launcher. And again, quad crasher teams, let's start breaking this out more. We saw Jamside use it for a moment.
He used it well. He used it to get out of a position of being, you know, pinched by 2 different teams.
Yep.
And, you know, he went down a couple times, but he got picked back up. He used it to get out of the storm. So it came in handy for him, and it actually resulted in them placing higher than they would have if he didn't have it. So
that's right.
Good on him.
Woo. Let's take a look at the standings from these first 4 matches. Let's see where players have landed. So Tyovsky and Heisel continue their lead. Now keep in mind, they have not accrued points over the last 2 games. They continue to get close, but get shut down now. Look at Tixi and Kinstar. They've hopped up with 6 points. Siba and Boyer now, last week's champion, they are now in 3rd place. They edge out Zacubus and Wixie, who come out of nowhere, by the way. Wildcard Alpha and Bowman in 5th. And look, so now we push down Isa, Kinsel, Herma, 5-skill, and Baines also get pushed down as well. Keep in mind the top 10 teams place in the money. Mitro and Villix are currently in 10th. They've been shut down 2 games in a row. And now they're in contention with Tyke and Sif there for 10th.
They'll come back.
They'll come back. It's Mitro. He will come back. But my goodness, that was a huge shutdown on their part. They find...
it was very unfortunate to get sniped like that.
Right out the gate. You got to think they're probably like talking through comms or like, we're going to make this push. And then immediately Mitro gets headshot. And his teammate Villix almost turned it all around, which could have come up huge if they had gotten that double revive off. But we'll have to see.
The team in first place, they got to be careful. I think they might be playing a little too safe. They're making it. We're seeing them make it to the late game, but with 0 limbs and not getting top 5, you're not getting points.
Yeah.
So maybe going down that route of playing passive to maybe try to get some points. Maybe you should go down the route of, hey, we're in first place. We have room for mistakes. You know, let's go out there and try to like do something crazy and get an 8 limbs, get 12 limbs. But they're going down the other route of playing it safe and trying to edge out 1 point per game, and it's not going in their favor. So I can potentially. I want to see them turn it around and start going crazy a little bit. Start going for those early limbs and getting the the four limbs for that 1 point to get them up higher.
We'll have to see if they can continue to maintain their lead. For you guys at home, don't forget to use that hashtag Fall Skirmish. Let us know how you're enjoying these games. What did you think about that Saipan double play against the likes of Tixi and Kinstar? Incredible, just mind-blowing. And also, don't forget to rep your favorite club. This is week 5. Got 1 week left for the clubs to fight for that $4 million prize pool on the line. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a break. I know, but when we come back, we've got 2 more games heading your way. So don't go anywhere.
These are going to get crazy.
Woo.
Corte de comerciales, muchachos. Se siente fuerte por portátil como si ambos objetos estuvieran habilitados para ayudar a completar desafíos. Voy a colocar un video acá para ayudar a completar desafíos. Del canal, el último video que subí. Deduzco porque pues ahorita que le disfruten mientras que vamos a vamos a tener que utilizar el fuerte portátil o la fortaleza en teoría en una semana 4 o 5 de Fortnite, de acuerdo a lo que se lee. Corrección de errores. El misil teledirigido ya no se dispara en la dirección equivocada. Sí, a veces pasaba. La cuatrituradora que les hablaba ahorita. Bueno, acá están todas las notas. En teoría sirve para 2 personas, no le afecta a las trampas como vemos en el video, sobrepasa edificios, tocaría ver en pisos picados a ver cómo se comporta. Igualmente voy a tratar de subirles un video más adelante o más tarde, si al jugar pues encuentro este nuevo coche. Bueno, acá hay más actualizaciones sobre PS4, sobre la jugabilidad, corrección de errores. Ahí la podemos ver. Eventos, bueno, lo que nos interesa realmente y lo que lleva a esta actualización 6.10 de Fortnite a volverle un poco más, o sea, enganchar al jugador un poco más al juego, ya que pues tenemos Black Ops 4 que obviamente le está haciendo una competición bastante directa, incluso lo llega a por debajar un poco. Dice, los torneos se pueden encontrar en la nueva pestaña eventos del juego. Esta pestaña habrá una amplia gama de competencias en línea que estarán disponibles para todos. Ok, cada torneo cuenta con una serie de fechas y horas programadas en las que se realizará la competencia. Podrán echarle un vistazo a un carrusel que contará con todas las competencias y fechas, así podrán planificar y practicar. Ok, vamos al juego. Estamos en sala. Vemos que añadieron un nuevo botón que se llama eventos. Vamos a mirar cada uno de ellos. En este primer torneo o evento tenemos el torneo alfa. Tenemos viernes de noche de Fortnite, torneo beta, copa de señorío de la sal, copa de templo tomate. Vamos a ver cada uno de ellos. El torneo alfa se habilita en 11 horas en teoría, del 16 al 21 de octubre. Vamos a ver la información del evento. Acá tenemos en la parte de abajo, es en solitario. Tenemos las fechas en las cuales va a estar disponible y los horarios también, que creería que son los mismos, de 6 de la tarde a 9 de la noche. Esto es para la región de Norteamérica, para que lo tengan en cuenta. Vamos a ver información del torneo. Acá vemos la tabla de puntuaciones, vemos los horarios, las fechas y las horas en la cual me imagino yo, vamos a mirarlo ya en la noche, solo va a estar disponible el evento, en este caso de 6 a 9 de la noche. Creería yo que a las 10 ya se inhabilitaría o se cerraría como tal pues esta prueba el día de hoy, creería yo. Igualmente, como les digo, en la noche pues voy a tratar de subir un video para mostrarles pues el funcionamiento del evento. Dice, conseguir hasta 6 puntos en cada partida al eliminar a varios oponentes y sobrevivir contra los rivales. Obtener al menos 20 puntos en total en una sesión para conseguir un flamante pin. Bueno, 20 puntos en total en una sesión, ok. Bueno, tocaría revisar más adelante a qué se refiere, si es un sistema de premiación, podría ser. Acá vemos el viernes de noche de Fortnite, son los cada viernes hasta el 30 de noviembre. Acá, como les decía, las fechas y los horarios en los cuales va a estar disponible este torneo. La tabla de puntuaciones, fechas y horarios del evento. Acá es hasta 25 puntos, pero en este caso es por escuadrones, ¿listo? Torneo beta, este caso es en dúos. Acá vemos igual las fechas, los horarios, las tablas de puntuaciones, son 20 puntos en total para conseguir un pin, ¿sí? La copa de señoría de la sal, este es en solitario también, está disponible el 27 de octubre. Bueno, a mí me parece bastante chévere esta clase de eventos y torneos porque pues nos ayuda a tener un nivel o tener un nivel superior al que pues ya tenemos. Yo pues, en este caso pues no me considero obviamente un pro player, pero pues me defiendo manqueando un poco. Vamos a ver, entonces voy a tratar de subir un video pues cada día o más o menos de lo que vea importante o de lo que se hable en esta clase de eventos y torneos. Y listo, muchachos, pues espero les haya gustado este nuevo video sobre las actualizaciones y notas del parche. Si te gustó, pues suscríbete a mi canal, dale un like, pues para yo saber que este contenido pues les está gustando y tratar de subir un poco más. se vienen videos de desafíos de la semana 3 para que pues ayudarlos a ustedes a completar, a conseguir por ejemplo ubicaciones del reloj, cómo hacer pues los otros tipos de desafíos. Ustedes sean una guía como tal en cuanto a los desafíos de la semana 3. Nada, espero les haya gustado y let's go bitches. No me tiré nada, esa es una despedida porque pues todavía no tengo una, pero bueno, no importa. Saludos amigos, muchas gracias. Volvemos a retomar amigos.
All right, man, this isn't working. Like, let's do something. Let's try it. And I've been there before.
A estas alturas todos conocemos a Ninja.
When you're having a rough tournament, those last few games, you go all out and you don't really care. You just try to put on as big of a show as you can, and it's happened before, and we'll see it happen today, hopefully.
There you go. With that being said, we'll talk about the format. If you're just tuning in, we're going with the fan favorite, the Royale Flush. We're going to be in the duo format. Victory is worth 3 points.
Vamos a retomar, los voy a dejar con un...
Fourth and fifth are worth 1 point.
Eliminations,
voy a dejar con el directo, ¿vale?
3 points, 6 and 7, 2 points, 4 and 5, 1 point. And if you happen to get 8 elims and the win, you're going to get the Royale Flush, which is going to add an extra 2 points on top of that, totaling 8. And any team getting 8 points right now,
that's huge.
That's huge.
Yep, and don't forget about that bonus incentive as well. The Royale Flushes are worth 10k each, and that's before even placement. On top of that, we'll see whatever duel has the most eliminations throughout the day is going to find themselves in the 20k. Right now, that is Tixie and Kinstar with 11 eliminations. No one else has even come close yet.
That was game one.
That was game one. To start the day, they said 11 eliminations. That's the bar.
Yeah.
My gosh. Now, they have been shut down a little bit. We almost saw them come back last game with the 8. Saipan, though, said, my quad launcher is going to beat you. So nice try. I'll see you in the lobby. We'll try again. But like we said, man, we're on the last 2 games of the day for Europe right now. And I'm very excited to say we have standings.
Okay, let's take a look.
Woo! Here we go. These are the standings heading into the last 2 games of the day. So again, man, Tyovsky Heisel, they maintain their lead. They haven't accrued points from the last 2 games, but that's okay. So in that 9-point commanding lead, and Tixie and Kinstar come out of nowhere to take second. Siba and Boyer there in third. Zacubus, Wiggasi in fourth, and Alpha and Bowman in fifth. Again, top 10 duos place the money. Mitro and Villex currently in contention there, fighting against Sif and Tyke, trying to push them out. Say we will take that 10th spot. So,
you know, if I had to make a prediction on which team in the top 10 is going to make a big jump, I think it's Mitro and Villex.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have a crazy game 5 or 6, and they're going to jump out from 10 to maybe get into top 5.
Mm-hmm. Now, can you imagine? So, Heisel, the Kingwin duo, they have 9 points.
And that was just in their first 2 games, right?
Correct. So if we see a team drop a Royale Flush, that would be 8 points hitting the board. If they had 0 points, they're suddenly in second place. If they had even 1 point, they're tied for first.
If any team gets it that's currently in the top 15, they'll be in first place.
Absolutely.
I think that's what some of these guys want to do. They want to get that first place. Royale Flush.
Royale Flush time. We'll find out here in game number 5 on the day. The battle bus is a-launching. And with that, we will hop in for you guys at home. Don't forget to use that hashtag. We want to hear from you. But with that, let's hop into game. It's go time. I can't wait, dude. This is it. I want just everyone turn the aggression levels up to 11. Let's all meet Tilted Towers.
Turn up to 12, because 12 will beat the 11 that we currently have.
That's a good point. Turn up to 12.
At least 12.
Yeah. At minimum 12. If you're feeling saucy, maybe 13, but at least 12.
Bus is coming in over Lonely Lodge, heading towards South Shafts, north of Flesh Factory. It's not a bad bus. Although people who are rotating maybe Junk Junction, Motel area, going to have a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, they have to fly much farther to get to Junk Junction. Now, they do have access to Paradise, and they're flying right over the floating island, so they can use that to rotate. Even, like, if you come down, you're like, look, I don't like this landing. We can use that to very quickly fly back up and make a different rotation, but...
Sometimes people will actually stay in the air a little bit longer. Like, usually you want to race to the ground. Some people will stay in the air a little longer just to make sure they land in an uncontested place. And even with 100 players who are all stretching out, there's always at least 1 or 2 places that are uncontested. And if you can locate them, and if you're good with your eyes and you have somebody scouting, like you actually notice right here in Clyde, he's staying up a little bit higher just to kind of see where people are landing, and they'll pick a spot, and that's good. But it could also backfire because let's say everywhere around you is already contested, and now you're landing very late without a weapon.
Yeah, you can't loot, can't find mats. Could be rough, but now they're flying in on Snobby Shores. But there's another duo that's quickly closing in.
Already got a big shield. It's a good webs. Already a big shield. It's a good feeling to have that. Now he just needs to get some weapons and
double barrel and
a shockwave.
Okay.
That's some good loot. That's some good loot to start off. Look at these clingers coming in. I think he just.
Oh, wait, there's another duo here as well. What's happening? DK goes in. Oh, they even have weapons, so they must have rifted and then opted to go
shot
back.
From the side. He doesn't even have any materials. He's gonna try to break down before he gets shot again. This team that came down took out DK, or DK was already crawling.
No, they were the ones that took him down with the double barrel, yeah. And now
so they must have landed like up on the hills. There's actually a lot of chests that are up on these hills, and there's rifts there. So it's smart sometimes to land on those hills, farm the rocks that are right on top of them, get some early guns, and just rush the people who are over here, because they won't see you coming. You come down from the top.
DK did not see them coming, and now he will be thirsted. And a grenade launcher is their reward. So now Reflection here with Hex. DK's teammate is left to fend for himself.
Oh! Whoa. Great angle from Yoshi. He's trying his best. Like, you don't want to build in that situation because you don't want them to know that you're there, and you're just hoping that they don't know you're there and you can get away with getting some mats.
Yoshi took down both.
Yep.
Look how hurt he is, though.
Well played from Yoshi. But now these are the guys who came in from the outside. They came and they were ready to third party. Yoshi's going to get some shields off. If he comes out of this alive, or if he beats these guys, I'll be very impressed. I think he has what it takes. You know, if he catches them off guard, one of them doesn't have shields, one of them does. If he ends up shooting Skosis and knocks him out real quick, maybe with a well-placed headshot and body shot with the AR, he can turn this into a 1v1. It's only a matter of getting the right attack. And I think he doesn't have any reason to rush right now. He needs to just wait. These guys are looking around for him. They know it's a 2v1 situation, so they're playing a little bit more reckless, but they also want to make sure they find him to secure that limb.
They do have the grenade launcher there, so they could just, you know, paint this entire area and just
but then they won't. Yeah, but then they won't have a grenade launcher for the late game. So it's like I was talking about earlier. It's all about like how many resources do we want to invest into this fight? Medkit, that's great.
He's being
Will they hear him? They might have heard. No, he might have been far enough away.
It looked like Dab closed in for a second, then backed off. So now this is a pretty even playing field, right?
However,
it's a 1v2.
Skosis did find a big shield.
Oh.
So there's no easy limbs here for Yoshi. He's gonna have to really outplay these guys. And these guys, I mean, they know he's here. I think they just spotted him. As soon as he started building, they heard him. And he goes down.
Wasn't enough there.
And they used the grenade launcher just as good measure, just to make sure that it doesn't go south. Because you know, 2v1 typically you'll be like, okay, this is a free limb.
Yeah.
But these guys are professional players.
Exactly.
You got to respect that, and they did, which is why they invested a little bit more into that fight by using those grenade launchers.
Down below, look who it is, Kinstar and Teaksy.
And they're healthy, by the way. They're playing a little defensively. These guys might think that they're weak, which is why they're tunneling underneath, but they're actually very healthy. Kinstar gets a little bit of a chip there, 4 damage, not much, but you know, at least now he knows that they have shields. So he's got some intel from that shot, even though it didn't really do too much damage.
Now they're trying to get shots off on Teaksy, but
TC does get hit a little bit, loses some of his shields, but he's still healthy enough, I believe.
They're just playing this from the inside.
And TC had an extra big shield, so that was good. They still had that, so he's backing it. And Keenstar, they both have about 170 shields.
Ooh, he gets tagged up. They dip into that room.
It's a little surprising to see them play a passive approach, but I believe it's because they don't really have a lot of resources. But now TC, he's turning this around. He's going to try to catch him off guard, and he's going to hold his high ground. He doesn't have many mats left, so he has to go for the kill here.
Trying to close in.
Great shot from TC. They took him out.
There you go.
So that was very well played on them. They played patient, and they made that team use up so many resources trying to get to them.
Yep.
And then that team kind of just assumed that they wouldn't even try to contest the high ground. And then when TC and Keenstar did, they took them out very easily. Very smart, very patient play from them.
They start the game with 4 eliminations, Cypher. And back over to Kingwin, Tajowski, and Heisel. They're currently the front runners with 9 points. They only have one elimination. They're trying to close in on this last remaining player.
They know he's there. They don't want him to escape.
They need
There we go.
There it is.
Easy cleanup.
And now you gotta be thinking,
look at his material count. Look at his metal.
What? Where did you get 900 metal to start the game? All right.
This place is great for materials and for chests. It's not a named location, so people refer to it, I guess, as Yonder Yard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's a good place. It's a good place to drop in these competitive games because you can get metal, you can get brick, and there's usually a vending machine there.
Mm-hmm.
So people sometimes they overlook the vending machines. I think some of the good players they will check the vending machines and they'll be like, okay, we can farm enough, and let's get some extra med kits or some extra shields from the vending machine, or maybe they didn't get shields from the chest and there's some being sold. So places that have the vending machine, it gives you more possibilities.
Ooh, they do have that shockwave. They could just bounce over this hill.
They're actually heading towards the cursed area,
Yeah.
so they can actually use the
Shadow Stones.
The Shadow Stones with the bouncer that's there.
And get the bunny hop going.
Yeah, get the bunny hop going. And they can rotate out, so they won't have to use the shockwave grenades unless they get met with another team, and then they have to use it to rotate.
I think they're coming up on the corrupted zone now, but look over at Tixi and Kinstar. They see Noisy and Pappy. Kinstar sees him. He's not, yeah, they're moving away from them pretty quickly, so I can't imagine they're going to try and follow up. Just looking at them on the little red diamonds up at the top. They're just keeping an eye on them, like, all right, we see you. Oh, someone's on a quad crasher.
Someone is. I think someone's rotating out of the desert with a quad crasher. They just took the
Shadow Stones?
The Shadow Stones, and now they're rotating away. They waited for the right moment. They don't want to get lasered.
Yeah.
Because Tixi's known for lasering people out of the sky.
We saw him in those previous games. And now we get to save some. Look at this top team all the way to the top left. What's going on? Your lazy Lynx. They're just taking their sweet time in the storm.
Yeah.
Someone got knocked by a big fall that his vitality adds. Saiba eliminates Dan Hizzle in the kill feed.
Build fight happening over here.
Saipan, we saw him take
great
down.
pressure and great damage coming in from Saipan.
Yeah,
he was the one who took Tixi and Kinstar down with the quad last game. The quad launcher. What a play. He's looking to eliminate these guys. He knows they're weak.
One
a little more
shot,
pressure.
2 shot. There it is.
Great limb. And that's just one of them. There's still one more that's buried underneath. They just wanted to make sure this guy couldn't escape. There he is.
Trying the laser.
There's another team that's rotating into Salty right now.
It's the Kingwin duo.
The Kingwin duo. They have 100 shields, and they had good loot on them last time we checked. So they're coming in right now. This could get bad for a Saipan.
There was a slurp juice right there. You can see it. Obviously, you know.
He's going for the limb. There's a trap there. He has to be careful. Tough angle to shoot at this.
Right.
The reason why that was really tough is because of the trap. If he slipped in, he can't really jump across. If he accidentally falls in, he's going to take 150 damage.
Yep. But look, Heisel, Tyovsky up top.
Getting an extra big shield. That must have been laying around. These guys have 2 limbs. If they eliminate these guys, they'll get another point. And these are the guys in first place. And you can, like we said earlier, I expected them to start playing more aggressive after failing to get a point in 3 games. That shockwave coming in clutch right there to take the high ground. But they did down Saipan's teammate. But his teammate got down too.
Yeah, it's a 1v1. Now, what is the question? Oh, look, Tyovsky's right there, though. Yeah, he can just go for the... Oh, a quad. Okay.
I don't think he's going to let him get the res off. If Saipan's smart enough, he will put enough pressure on these guys. Yeah. He's going to try to force the situation into a 1v1. He did get the floor off. That was really well played by Heisel. So some people, when they put that floor down, they immediately go for the edit play. But you got to understand that the person that's inside there could still shoot you. And Heisel let him put that floor down, or even if he didn't let him, as soon as the floor was down, he just had a shotgun out and he was ready to shoot him. Saipan did not expect that. Saipan probably thought he was weak or he was going to go for the res, and he just opened up without really protecting himself. That's why it's really smart in that situation to step off to the side before making that edit, so you can peek and shoot your opponent who's like sitting there kind of waiting for you to make the move.
Right.
But what he did there was he opened, and because he made that edit, that's basically like a move. So he made that move first, so Heisel was able to shoot before he could shoot.
That's right.
Helping him win that fight.
Super clean coming out, and that's why they're currently the front runners.
And there we go. They secured a point.
All right, so they are currently tied with Keenstar and Tixi for first place as far as eliminations go, but so are SSK and Jam side. Now, a lot of these teams have 4 eliminations, and we still have plenty of players remaining in this lobby, over 60 players. So
yeah, we expected them to go off game 5 and 6, and they're doing that right now. And now they have 10 points, so they finally, after 3 games of being dry, Heisel and his partner finally have an extra point.
Oh, scared me. Kinsel there and Isa trying to lock down this player. It's Jam side and SSK. You
shockwave grenade.
Shockwaves.
Oh, he's coming down from the shockwave. He caught him off guard. And that took him a while to come back down.
No, they managed to turn it around and secure Jam side.
That was a good defensive building from Isa. We heard the shockwave, and he must have heard it too, but he probably thought that he maybe went away. This guy just comes up from above him, and he reacts very quickly, building out of there and securing those limbs.
Oh, look at the... Oh, no!
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Rennick, let me in, please. Rennick,
you gotta edit him in.
teammate, please.
Okay. Oh. Somebody spotted that. You're hoping that nobody saw that your teammate just fell to his death, but somebody spotted it. Comes in with the trap play.
Oh, he breaks the floor. Wasn't fast enough. Oh, they're too slow. Razor takes them down. And now he's by himself. Gensai Black, so...
Razor went down with him too. Razor went in for the trap play. He thirsted, but unfortunately... I mean, he secured 1 limb from there, so I don't know if that really secured them a point or not, but he came in there. He's very aggressive.
Yeah. My goodness. Now Kinstar and Tixi back over to them,
They're in the circle. They've got a lot of materials.
Look how many players are around them, though. You've got several duos. Ghost, Camo,
looking for the edit shots. Now, Keenstar is the one carrying the limbs, 4 for him, 0 for Tixi. But at the end of the day, I mean, these guys, they're working as a cohesive unit. They're both moving around looking for potential targets to eliminate.
Look at how Tixi's just maintaining aggro from everyone, and then he just lets Kinstar build and fortify.
Yep, and like these guys, they're building a lot here, but that's gonna help them because there's so many people around them that if they do get into these close quarter skirmishes, they have all these walls to work with. So they're investing a lot of resources into this, and I do hope that it pays off for them.
You can see that little yellow, that red line there was someone looking at him. It was close. He bails out, and now look, the Kingwin duo bail on out. They're trying to just find a new home. They want to. There's so much happening here. Let's just leave, let this all unfold, and we'll.
So it's gonna be really important for the teams that are here to maybe know that there's a launch pad.
Yeah.
That way they could reuse their launch pad. Keenstar's gonna break every single wall here. Every material counts. It's interesting that Tixi and Keenstar, they're together, but they're both doing separate things. Like Tixi's out there looking at people, trying to laser them, while Keenstar's fortifying their base.
Dab right in front of them. You've got a duo, 2 duos right behind them. 3, 4, 5 duos up north of them. I mean,
look at all this. This is all Keenstar and Tixi's base, and they're not done. They're still going out there fortifying and extending.
Kaz on fire, Meow right in front of them as well. So we've got 30 seconds. The storm is going to close in and overtake the area outside. We're going to get a new safe circle, and that's where we're going to see people start to make rotations. But again, I mean, look how spaced out players are currently. It's just that one area that's dusty that's pretty congested.
And you know why it's contested? It's because of the floating island. We've noticed that people are typically on the floating island side because they're using it to rotate in. And a bunch of people probably used it, rotated straight to the circle, and now they're all in one spot. So it's interesting to see just how much of an effect the floating island has on these games and where people are positioned. Regardless of where the circle is, it's almost like the floating island dictates where people are in the circle.
Yeah, we get that new safe circle up by Tomato Temple. So some of these duos are good to go. They're like, hey,
we're already here,
yeah, we're good to go. But then everyone else, like Tixi, Kidstar, they've got to make it.
Who is shooting from the high ground right now?
I have no idea. It all happened so quick. Roja here with Royalist. They've got the shockwave.
Yeah, shockwave.
Oh, not good. It's okay.
You hate to see that.
Okay, it's fine. Just okay.
He's just gonna commit to it. He has to.
He's Oh, he's gonna use it now.
And his partner is very low too.
No.
Oh, he dodged the bullets that time, but he landed right next to another team. They start bandaging. I don't know where his partner. Oh, his partner just went down.
Yep, right in front of him as well. To the King
Heisel
duo. My God.
You see, they're turning it up. They got tired of getting 0 points after being first for so long. They said, okay, this is our chance. Let's play aggressive.
Yeah.
I think they know there's somebody here. They hear his footsteps. He's moving around a lot. He's definitely making enough footsteps for them to hear. But right now, they're sitting at 5. They've got
a quad.
A quad. They need one more limb to get that extra point. And you best believe that's going to be a huge, huge point for them. There's a...
All right.
Oh,
okay.
let's go.
Let's go. Quad launch time.
This is the moment.
Drive.
Oh,
okay.
no.
You should be boosting. Oh, no.
Oh, there's a rift that just went off there. I wonder if he'll go for it. I don't... The storm is ticking for 2.
He barely has any
He doesn't
mats.
realize that they rifted. He's still looking at them as if they're there.
Oh, yeah, they bailed out.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. Just hop back on the quad. Get back on the
You
quad.
think they'll get back on it after what just happened there?
Oh, yeah, dude, come on. Right there. Yeah, perfect. All right, look, get on the quad.
Oh.
You go up the hill
Oh
and
my
you
God,
boost.
they are.
Go up the hill and boost. Come on.
These guys are insane.
Come on.
A lot of respect for them.
There we go.
A lot of respect for them. Come on. Crash into somebody's build.
Oh, he hops up. Oh, he did. He punched through the bottom build there. But his teammate's in trouble. Oh, no.
There's like 10 people shooting at him.
They're all...
You know what, man? You know, all respect for these guys for doing that, for the entertainment value. You could tell that they kind of knew that was gonna happen. That was a really good chance that they're gonna go down there.
I mean, look at where the quad is and the loot is. It's dead center of everyone.
And everybody heard it. And everyone's like, "What are these guys? What are they doing?
What are they doing?" There, here it is.
Oh,
so he boosts through, flips the quad, hops off. He's like, "Hello,
He has no mats.
please, everybody."
He has no materials. I mean, that's probably why they were going for that play. It was really the only play they could go for. Frito's just sitting here mourning his friend's untimely death.
Oh man. I look up top. Demento's there by himself. Kling and Povsy there. Trying to punch it. They know flight. There it is.
There, but will Dementos take advantage of this opportunity and maybe go for a sneaky little shot? He's probably thinking about it. He's definitely thinking about it. TC,
they're still alive,
very
man.
weak. Does Keenstar have the resources to get him back up in terms of health? We're about to find out.
You know who else is still alive is Atlantis, Mitro, and Billex. They're both alive somewhere, moving around. They've got 2 eliminations for their duo.
I wonder what their resources are looking like. I predicted that they were going to be the ones to jump up. Maybe they'll prove me right.
I mean, take a look at Kinstar's mats, man. He is good.
Yeah, they're looking good. And they're in the circle. They're safe.
Yeah. But what's cool, too, is just the way that Keenstar farms. They've just been building this mega base that's just shifting and slowly making its way to the safe zone.
And they still have enough resources.
They still have so much.
The only problem here is TC now has low health. But, you know, he's still going to play like he has a lot of health, and he's still going to, you know, be useful even with low health.
Oh, man. Quad launcher comes out. And there you go. Just like that, he destroys all the builds and secures the elimination. So now they've got 6 points, or 6 eliminations on the board side.
There's
that's
2. That's gonna get them 11 points.
Just like you said, man, they were dry for so long.
And I think they should have been doing this. I think they should have been playing like this from the beginning.
I completely
agree.
agree.
You have such a big lead. Like even if you play aggressive and it goes south,
just keep going.
Yep.
You know, you talked about it. You have room for error. Look at that lead. Not 3 points ahead of TC Kinstar. Dude, just go off.
And they've had a lead for such a long time too.
You know, it's interesting. I wonder why I didn't use the quad to just blow that 1-by-1.
He's got 3 more shots left. I feel like he wants to be very selective. Make sure that when he uses it, it's for a guaranteed limit.
Now,
so many rockets are pouring right now. And guess what? We're going up the hill. We're going up the hill south of Tomato Temple.
Oh, no.
So it's going to be a tough rotation for some people. There's a quad.
Oh, he got scared, though. He saw the other grenades bouncing in.
He decided to back out of it. That was very smart of him. There's people on top and below, so they're not in a good spot, but they've got resources to protect themselves, and they've been doing a good job of like trying to play aggressive while also not overcommitting to a fight.
Now we're gonna have to start making the move. It's go time.
Gonna replace the floors. You don't want to get edited down and dropped into a trap or a shotgun in the face.
Oh, they have a rift to go. They can rotate whenever they want.
Was that rift to go?
Yeah,
or is that
I still have a rift to go. No, he had a rift to go.
Okay.
Oh no, this is disastrous. Yeah, let's see, there goes.
Yep.
He's like, goodbye.
He's gonna try to crawl into it even though that doesn't
come.
But you know what, man? That was great that they came out after going dry for a few games, and I mean, one of them is still alive, so.
Yeah.
Still,
just one of them.
Yeah. Getting those 2 points is game changing for them. It's gonna help. It's gonna help secure that first place and prevent anybody from sneaking up on them. Potentially, somebody still can pull it off. So much action happening right now. We're watching TC with 30 health, just running around like he owns the place.
Oh, he's so brave!
Dodges the window, hits for 85 with a pump. He gets it in the back. It's unfortunate. I think that was
it's Fnatic Jarl.
Fnatic Jarl. All right, T-Star is alive. He's got 4 limbs. 2 more, secure another point. Still 23 people remaining, so not close to the top 5 quite yet. He has 169 wood. I think he's going to make a ballsy play here. I think he's going to go in and try to be very aggressive with the shotgun. Oh, looks for it. Tries to get some shots. That person has shields, unfortunately.
Right there.
More shots. Does not go his way. Falls back into the storm. This is unfortunate.
No.
I think he's trying to enter the tunnel to try to find people who are rotating. Look, he's not even trying to build right now. He's just looking for people to rotate here.
Go down.
He sees a lot of people. 37. That person was already down, so it wouldn't really matter. 87. He got it a limb right there. One more limb to secure another point would be great.
Shot from the back. Cypher, this is close.
Kisser, come on!
You can do this.
One more. The storm is sticking for 10. He has to be careful. All right, he's gonna build a little bit. He's only got a few more materials left.
They're right there. Down below. Down below.
Yep, he's looking for that last limb. I think he's gonna box up here. I think he's gonna box up and just like assess the situation. He has to break this wall to put another wall up of his own. He's gonna break that wall too. It's very smart. He's got a trap. He's got 1 trap.
Dude,
he's got very minimal. Oh, he's looking for the deagle. I mean, for the hand cannon shot. He's gonna get it.
That would be 75.
He's looking for the rotates. He's gonna try to. Okay. Maybe he can throw down a trap over here so somebody can rotate into it.
He's keeping low ground.
Oh, someone behind him! He didn't see him!
He didn't see him!
That's so unfortunate.
Behind.
If he had put that trap down, he might have gotten nameless. I think you just use it at that point.
Yep. Skix here, his teammate Hubek is down. We're down to 12 players.
Man, and if he stayed alive, he might have finished in the top 5 as well. But I don't think he finished top 5 there.
Camo takes down Billick, so Atlantis' teammate is down. It's just Mitro left to fend for himself. We're down to 11 players.
These guys have the high ground. They've only got 2 grenade launcher shots, but these 2 will do some serious damage if they place it properly. It looks like he. What's he doing there with the wall? Does he want to use that wall as a means to? Oh yeah, so he's gonna drop down. He's gonna keep one up top, and the other one's gonna go down to try to mess with everybody else who's trying to, maybe heal off.
But Pate? Okay, so Pate is the one dipping down. Okay.
Yeah, he has less health, so he can't really tank the storm.
Camo doesn't have anything else though.
But he does have 100 health, so if Pate goes in there and really just ruins everybody and stops them from healing, having just 100 health while the circle closes will be enough to get that victory.
That's fair. We see someone go
I
down.
really think that it's going to be enough. There's some people healing. Somebody's healing inside the storm, but he stopped him. Is that his partner? That is.
Yeah. Oh, he goes down. Okay, now
he took some fall damage. I don't think it's enough. It was enough.
Wow. So then a T-pose for the win.
Pate slipped, or maybe he got shot down. And he took a little bit of fall damage, which is a bit unfortunate because if somebody was healing down there, that would have cost them. But there was so much chaos down there, and there were some people who were trying to pop a med kit, but they just weren't able to. You see Veda with the campfire, couldn't get it off. So everybody got kind of pushed on, and they weren't able to get those heals off. So even though he didn't have heals, just having that 100 health, being healthy at the end there was enough.
Yeah.
So,
we saw down at the bottom a lot of players tried to engage, but Storm, the second best player in the lobby. Did you know that? Fun fact. Storm is the second best player in the lobby because it eliminates the most people. But with that wraps match number. Is this 4? This is 5. Yeah. This is 5.
One more game left. One more game for people to go all out and prove themselves.
And you called it the best, man. Right after this, we kind of saw some people slow their game down, and you said they need to kick it up. And that's what they did here in this game number 5. One final game left. Let's take a look at the highlights coming out of this game, match number 5. It's coming down to the wire, Cypher. It's coming down to the wire. I appreciate the aggression from all these players. Man, that entertainment value. Let's also not forget the quad crasher.
Yeah. Oh, that was
yeah, you're like, oh,
worth
yeah.
the memes. Worth the memes. Keemstar, you know, he did good as far as, you know, so he had secured a point. They had 5 elims.
Yes. Oh, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Quad crasher. At least we saw it used, so that's the second quad crasher we've seen today. Happy to see it.
Quad launcher there, getting the job done.
Dude, that quad launcher, that's making some waves. I think it has its place right now in the meta.
I think you'll see a lot more people maybe dropping grenade launchers for the quad launcher or rocket launchers from the quad launcher. Mainly because of it being so new, people have a hard time defending against it, and it shoots rapidly. Every other thing it has, like, you know, the rocket launcher, you shoot once and you have to reload shooting in. The grenade launcher, you can shoot rapidly, but it takes time for it to explode, so people can defend better. This is like a mixture of the rocket launcher and the grenade launcher. We have the quad launcher. It shoots 4 rockets, very fast pace, small explosive radius, and less damage than the other 2.
Yeah.
But it's hard to defend against because it's fast paced.
Yeah, you have to be way more precise with that. We'll take a look at a more fun little montage we've got lined up. Yeah, that's the quad crusher. Woo! Look, it's so good. All right, this is my favorite moment of the day. Period.
See how many people that are shooting at him. That's insane.
Oh, for him, especially at no mats, he just hops on and he's like, hello, everybody. How's it going? Oh, God, I'll go down. But with that, we'll take a look at the standings. So these are current, and these are heading into the last game of the day. Tyovsky and Heisel maintain that lead of 3 points. But look, Madsen and Blackster, they push past Kinstar and Tixi. Now they are in second. Siba and Boyer get pushed down as well. And don't forget, it's top 10 that place in the money. So Issa and Kinsel are currently in contention. 5skill and Hermo right behind them, though.
You need at least 5 points.
Yep. And look, even Mitro and Vilix were in 10th. Now they're in 6th. That 1 extra point will put them in 5 if Camo and Pate don't find a point this next game. But this is it, Cypher. This is the last game of the day for Europe.
It's very close. It's very competitive. Even though the guys in the lead right now, they have 11 with a 3-point lead. If they go down early and one of those guys in the top 5 get a victory royale or get the 8 eliminations, it's going to come down to a tiebreaker between, you know, who has more victory royales or more limbs or better placement. So, and there's also that chance where a team with 3 points could come out, get the royale flush, be at 11 points.
We still haven't seen it. I want to see it so bad. In case you didn't know, a royale flush is you win the game for 3 points. It's a victory royale. 8 eliminations for 3 points, and the royale flush is an additional 2 points on that. So like you're saying, man, if there's a team with 3 points and they drop a royale flush,
it's not easy to pull off.
First,
there's so
really
many
tough.
stacked teams. Going for those 8 elims is so risky. Like every encounter that you have is more like a 50-50 fight because these guys are equally as skilled.
Yeah.
So you have to go through 4 teams potentially and beat the odds every time, and then also win the game. That's why we haven't seen it yet, but I think hopefully somebody pulls it off this time.
Hopefully, this is it. The final game of the day for you guys at home. Have you been enjoying that action? Hit us with that hashtag Fall Skirmish. We love hearing from you. Don't forget to rep your favorite club. Talk about this guy. He's been incredible. It's been super fun casting games with you.
It's been great. And this is just EU. We still got a whole nother set of competitions for NA.
That's an additional 6 games. Think about that. I know you're probably thinking, I want to see more Cypher. You will right after this, but all the players are loading up on the battle bus. They've got their llamas with them. They've got their gliders and their paracels. We're going to launch here in just a moment. Now all I want to see is everyone hop on the quad crasher. Everyone land all the quad crashers around the map. Okay, you get on them. Go from there. Whatever happens after that, doesn't matter. Just grab a quad launcher, quad crasher rather. Let's drive around, okay?
Maybe they can have a cash incentive for quad crasher kills.
Ooh, you know what we should do is get a quad crasher, get a quad launcher, combine them, aka
and then make a limited time mode.
Ooh, ideas. Hashtag Fall Skirmish. What do you guys think about that? Is that cool to you? Would that be cool? A mobile artillery boosting vehicle.
Crazy.
But with that, the battle bus is launching. We're hopping into the last game coming out of Europe today. Match number 6. Don't forget, at home, Tixi and Kinstar have the most eliminations with 11. So if no one gets more eliminations than them,
they walk away with $25,000, and they secured that in just the first game of the day.
Can you imagine if they walk away with the 25K? They're like, hey, doesn't matter what happened, we put on the best show, and after game 1, we locked in 25K. That'd be game-changing. But we'll see how things unfold. The bus coming in down from Shifty Shafts up toward Lazy Links.
Now, it's the last game of the day. Do you think a lot more people are going to land Tilted? I think we might see some more teams say, hey, Tilted is it's a hot spot. This is the last game of the day. Maybe we can get the elims we need to get the most elims in the game by landing Tilted. So we'll see.
It seems like a little cluster of people there might be heading toward Tilted. I hope that's the case. You see some people heading up toward Pleasant, potentially Haunted Hills, even Junction. Risky Reels is going to see action as well. Okay, so there is a duo heading toward Lazy. I was about to say, is no one going to land Lazy Links? That's interesting, but...
Seems to be always 2 teams contesting the floating island. It's never uncontested. Because you can get a good amount of materials from there, and you can rotate pretty much anywhere you want.
Yeah. And now Ian coming down to Paradise Palms, Pueblo. No one at Racetrack just yet, but this is it, man. So no one landed at Junction. We see 2 duos landing on top of the Haunted Mansion up on Haunted Hill. Now we're at Tilted Towers. Looks like 3 duos have landed here. And Mydra has already eliminated a player. Method Rasmussen, Hex, and Reflection go down. And look at this at Motel.
Jarl and Beehive taking on Kivo and Augustin. And there is a rift there. They are playing aggressive, but Augustin just got hit. It almost seemed like Augustin did not know they were there. He was running straight at them, not building, and they popped out from behind that roof and took him down. It's very unfortunate. I really did think that. You see, that's why in that early game, playing very passive, you might not just get the jump on them. They might not even know you're there.
Oh, wasn't enough.
2 easy limbs right there for Jarl and Beehive, just for playing a little bit slower, a little bit more patient. Good on them.
And that's how you want to start, man. Just pick up 1 duo. And that means if you can pick off another duo, you've got a point that hits the board, and then you just continue that trend. But look at the Haunted Castle. There's a chest down there. Just pop down. No. It's okay. Go down.
I think he just wants to stay up here for now. These 2 SMGs. It's not good that he's carrying 2 because longer range, they're not going to be that effective. Seems to be some nades coming in. Is that Vitaly and them throwing the nades? Such a tough angle if that's them.
Yeah,
he got some good hits, and now he's dropping down because he knows that he's weak.
Oh!
That burst rifle shot straight to the face. I think that was 2 headshots.
Just double dinks, man. And now he's pushing in on M11
pushing with the bursts. He's trying to hit those shots.
It's a 1v1. He's trying to get him.
He hit him once. He's hit him one more time.
It
so
wasn't
close.
Enough.
So close.
And now look, they didn't even secure Rennick, so M11 is going to just be able to pick him up. And they'll go about their way.
The burst rifle is just not that good in close range combat, especially if you miss, because there's that delay between the shots. At least with a regular AR, you can hold down the left click and just keep spraying. But with the burst, you miss those shots. You're just standing there waiting for the next shot to come up. Unfortunately, he landed some, but it's not enough.
Now they're looking to close in on SSK and Jam side.
And now look, you see how they're preemptively just putting all these pyramids down and make it harder for them to break those roofs, and then they're gonna rotate out into another building. They should hear them rotating. High ground attempt from VP.
They're not letting them. They're like, nope, nice try, friend. Now
Neither of these duos have enough materials to really contest.
Oh, Jamside's up top. He takes down Nox. So they split the attention of this duo.
This is the second time that we've seen a duo on the roof get beat by the duo that is inside the building because they were so confident that these guys weren't going to go for the high ground, and then they just took them by surprise. Took the high ground and eliminated them. We saw the same thing happen last game with Keenstar and TXT. They took on another duo like that. So you do got to be careful. Just because they're playing passive like that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have the resources to take the high ground or the shields to beat you.
We just saw one of those eliminations was Tyovsky. I believe the Kingwin duo might be out. I will confirm for you in just a moment. But Thorben with the quad launcher. Let's
oh, he just took him. Did he take him out? He looked like he did some serious damage there. He's got some minis now. There's another quad launcher there. Now they're both him and his partner have one.
So it looks like Kingwood, Heisel, and Tyovsky are down. The front runners cannot accrue any more points, so now it's up to everyone else. Have to see if they can maintain after this game, but
let's hope that 3-point lead was enough.
He takes down 5 skill. And now Incline and Marijuana, they're chilling in Tilted Towers. There's a half shield right there.
Got a good amount of health. Shields, can't fire, high ground. They can't really get knocked down too easily from here because they're sitting on top of the big center building. Gonna put some pressure on that duo coming in. But, you know, there was 3 duos that landed here. And there's still 3. I think one of them went down and then another team rotated in.
Yep.
It's very slow paced in Tilted just because there's not a lot of openings and there's a lot of cover, so people are playing a lot more safe. You don't want to walk around the wrong corner and then get caught off guard.
Utilizing that grappler to reclaim the high ground. He sees a player or 2 down below that duo team. And Incline's just trying to track down. He knows. Oh, Marijuana Whoa. With the shockwave. Okay.
No, he just wanted to.
To get up top.
Back up with his partner because he used the grapplers to get up there. Yep. Marijuana said, "Okay, I don't have a grappler, but I have a shockwave."
Shockwave.
Well, he doesn't use it.
Let me not use this to rotate. Let me just use this to get back to you.
All right, so Uncle Brox and Jules, they're going to be farming inside here, and you can actually get a good amount of brick from this building. Instead of just sitting here, just waiting, you might as well farm and get your resources up. They know there's a team on top of them. They know there's a team in the apartments across the southwest from them. But they're going to try to not be useless while they're here and try to potentially get the resources they need to come out of this alive. Oh, no. Incline looks like he's coming down. He's coming down to meet him.
He's trying.
He knows they're there. Where is his partner? Is he coming down by himself? No, I think his partner might be taking a different angle.
I mean, Marijuana's pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, there he is. He's just right behind him. He just edits the roof back down. He's like, no. Never mind. No.
So Marijuana's actually trying to make sure that these guys don't build up the side. So he's on top of him, and he's just kind of looking around, making sure that they don't try to make a sneaky play on building on the side. Because we've seen a lot of teams try to push a team that's inside a building and then end up... Oh, he's got the minigun! He should be able to put a lot of pressure on them with them, but I think they're dropping down even lower into the building.
Yeah, I believe he heard them, and look, he zooms in here on this team here. But the other duo actually dropped down, like you're saying, and that's why he just like disengaged. You see, they've made their way out.
Yep, and they're trying to escape.
I think Incline just took fall damage.
Oh, he just shockwaved back up the top. He baited them into going down. Now he has the high ground. Will this be enough? At this range, the minigun is just not as useful. Wow, the pressure coming in.
Jules hops back down, and he takes down Incline. Marijuana is left to fend for himself.
Skyer and his teammate are now sitting on top of the brick apartments with the high ground, trying to third party this fight. That was so well played. He baited them into going down, and then he used a shockwave to take the high ground back and get that elimination. Marijuana is still alive. Jules and his partner are going to go and huddle up in that other brick building, but the storm is closing, and they do have to move very, very soon.
Someone's on a quad crasher.
We hear it.
I love it. It must be that those 2 duos near Loot Lake that are moving very quickly. You love to see it.
They're trying to rotate out of the storm.
But now here's the thing, man. Sky and Skyart have to make a decision. Do they make this rotation early? Do they stay and fight this? You know,
it looks like they're going for the fight. You know, Sky taking some damage right there, but it looks like they're going for the fight, and they kind of have to. It's very hard to make a rotation out of Tilted with people still here, because you go down that hill near Loot Lake, and then you got people behind you shooting at you potentially. So I think that what they want to do, they still have about like 45 seconds before this thing starts to close. So they want to. Actually, the storm stopped closing, so the storm wasn't actually going to engulf them. They still have time, and they're not too far away from the next circle, so they'll go for the elims. They have the number advantage. And they have the health advantage, and I think they know that too. Skyer, not so much anymore. I think he just got hit a couple times. Jules.
Ooh, that hurts.
Great laser. He's going to try to go finish this.
He tried to use that jump pad, and he gets punished for it. Marijuana gets cracked.
Jules and Marijuana are now on the same team, and now they just met. Marijuana goes down to Jules, and Sky finishes it off.
Wow.
Really unfortunate that they ran into each other. Those 2 were solos, and both their partners had died.
Yep.
But they end up meeting each other and making it easier for Skyer and Sky to take that. Now, the thing is, Sky and Sky, they only walk away with 2 limbs, which is good, but they could have. I think they were trying to go for the 4. They knew there was 2 teams there. They're going for the 4. Didn't really work out, but at least they got 2 limbs and a lot of materials to work with.
I love those floating rocks. They help the rotations, but take a look at the scoreboard. You got 2 teams, Kinstar, Tixi, and Jamside SSK. They're currently tied with 4 eliminations on the leaderboard right now. Now, there's plenty of teams here. There's plenty of eliminations to go around. No problem there. 50-plus players left in the current lobby. But keep in mind, man, Keenstar and Tixi, they're currently top 5, top 10. So if they can have an outstanding game here in the last game of the day, that could shift the entire standings.
Yeah, I believe they were top 5. And since the team in first place are down, they just have to beat them.
That's right. The Kingwin duo have been eliminated. They got taken down very, very early on. So they're stuck at 11 points. They can't get any more. Up on top, you see quite a number of people up at the Dusty Diner.
Yeah, so there's 2 teams up there, and there's 2 teams in Dusty Divot right now. Jamside's got a lot of materials, so they're looking good in terms of mats and a lot of shields. Look, 3 big shields and 10 minis. He can't even carry any more shields. He's maxed out on shields, so that's a good spot to be.
This is a replay from the Diner. We see Popsy there and Kling find an elimination. This is a replay coming in a little bit earlier. Jamside and SSK, they find eliminations there on Razor. So he's been eliminated.
That point right there.
Now at the Divot, some people trying to...
SSK comes up from behind and takes him out. That is 5 elims for that team. They need 1 more to secure another point, putting a lot of pressure from both sides. There we go.
There it is.
6 elims for Jamside and SSK. That's 2 points. Do we remember what place they were on the leaderboard? They must have been high up because I feel like they've been doing well today.
That's right, they are.
They have a chance. Maybe they'll be our first team to get the Royale Flush. I really hope we see that.
Can you imagine dropping 8 points on the board in the final game? Gotta hope that that is the case. Now we're
Dusty Diner is in the safe zone, so these guys are going to replace the walls and try to hold this down, similar to how Keenstar and TC did it in the previous game. But there's another team also doing the same exact thing, and they can coexist for now just because they're not going to be forced to move out. But it seems like Ozzy and Eflin, they don't want to coexist. They want to take this from them.
No gentleman's agreement here. They want the loot.
Yes. Looks like they're going for the high ground now.
It's Carnifex and Crabble.
Sometimes they'll play aggressive just to kind of, they kind of want to test the other team. Like, do you guys have mats? Do you guys have shields? And if they find out that the other team doesn't have mats or shields, that's when they'll go aggressive and truly try to force the issue.
Yeah.
So you'll see teams sometimes make an aggressive play and then completely just back out. And it's not because they're afraid necessarily, but they just wanted to see, like, can you guys handle the pressure? And if they can, all right, we'll back up and play this differently.
Crabble and Carnifex still just chilling. They haven't made any rotations yet. You do have a duo down inside the divot, as well as what looks like 1 player on the very edge of it, just trying to gatekeep people as they come in. But man, 50 players remain in the current lobby.
See, we're getting less and less players alive as the games go on. Because people are just, they're either getting frustrated without getting, that they're not getting limbs, and they're just going for it. And it's the last game, man. You got to give it everything you got. Someone's grappling across the river and using some bunny hops to try to move forward. Got hit a few times, does not have shield. He might have gone down. Or he's boxed up. Yeah, you can see on the map that he's sitting still right now, so he probably boxed up after getting hit.
He was like,
avoid getting finished off.
Just gotta chill for now.
Keenstar, Tixi. This is your moment, fellas. It's coming down to this. You guys are both healthy. You guys both have materials.
Clingers as well. Look at mats. My goodness.
The suppressed epic assault rifle is going to be very useful at long range here. It's got a tighter spread when you take your time between your shots, and it's silenced. So a little bit different than the regular assault rifle, but at this range and in this mode, I think it's going to be more useful for him, especially with how accurate Tixi is and Keenstar. They're both extremely accurate.
And look at this home they have built for themselves, and SSK and Jamside.
They're joining the fight now. They rotated out of Dusty. And now they're here. Now it's a three-way fight between these guys.
They're
definitely confident.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're ready to go. I don't think they know that Carnifex and Crabble are down below. I'm sure they know there's a duo up top.
They've been playing this game very aggressively, and having 6 limbs that early, I think they're gonna try to go for the most limbs in a single game. Try to beat that 11.
They very well could try. I mean, it's only 11. That is a number. It's a large number, but with 46 people left in the current lobby, it's doable. Look at Jamside and SK down below. Oh, they rifted out.
Very smart of them.
And Kling and Povsy heard it, and they're like, wait, where's that rift? Locate the rift.
They're trying to find it.
But so is the other duo.
Oh, there it is. It's to his right. The other duo catches him with some shield tags.
Man, they got a completely free rotation there. Just being buried deep enough inside the builds.
And they are secured inside of the circle. They use that rift very wisely. And you know, man, it's very smart of them to have used that rift and use it in a way where it was kind of hard to find and the other teams couldn't use it as well.
Right.
You got to be a little greedy when it comes to this. You got to make sure, hey, you know, we're gonna use this rift, but we don't want you guys to piggyback off of us. We got this rift, not you. Same thing with launchpads. You'll see teams sometimes destroying a launchpad just as they use it, so other teams can't use it.
Yeah, they can't follow up. Things like bouncing a grenade against the wall or something to take out that space, but
you can actually even just edit a floor and jump on the launch pad and then complete the edit as you're launching, and it will break the launch pad right after you use it.
There you go. Cypher PK with that insight, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Kinstar and Tixi down low. They're still okay, man. They're still,
yep.
I mean, they're
building their base. They've been doing this every game.
Yep.
They're deciding to hold low ground, and typically they seem to prefer the low ground. They get a little bit more action, and it's just, I mean, it's personal preference and playstyle, and it seems like every time we watch them, they're huddled up underneath.
Now, what are we looking to do here? We got 40 players left in the lobby, 30 seconds till we get a new safe zone. The safe zone itself,
some nades coming in from Blasto.
It's like not in the best spot, right? Because you have that entire valley. That river is, you know, space you actually have to drop down into. So this entire area is going to be rough to navigate.
It's definitely better than going up a hill, though. We've had that a few times. Have a few times today, and that takes out a lot of teams. So I'm sure that they'd much prefer this than going up a hill
like
or a
mountain. Yeah.
Yep.
And now new safe zone time. Moving north toward that corrupted zone.
Oh, great laser coming in. Fortunately for him, he does have medkits, and he has campfire, and his partner had minis for him, so that's good. They'll be able to recover. It's finishing on pretty flat ground here, so it's like even terrain for a lot of people. So it's just going to really come down to who has the best rotation, who has the most resources acquired, and who can make that rotation without getting eliminated.
So if Blacksu and Madsen can find 4 more eliminations.
He was completely out of materials, by the way. His partner just dropped him half of his mats.
That was half?
Yeah, and it looks like his partner has the same amount as him. So his partner must have been maxed out on materials. They just dropped somebody in.
That's a Klinger.
It's an enemy Klinger. They took a little bit too late to realize that. I think he realized it, but his teammate did not. And they're just going in. They're going in for these limbs. His teammate's going to try to recover right here. He did get a knock. There's somebody down. So will they be able to put that pressure on that downed player before he gets picked up? It seems like there's another team putting pressure from underneath them and above them.
Cypher, look at the eliminations. 9. They need 2 more to tie.
Oh, they know it. They know it, too. They're going to put a lot of pressure on this guy. They know he's weak.
Could they
Jamside
find
and SK
2?
might be able to be our champions in terms of most limbs. The player they were going for, unfortunately, got eliminated by somebody else. They know there's a lot of resources there, and people are swarming on top of the loot stack that was out in the open. And this typically will happen. If there's loot out in the open, people will immediately try to be the first team to rotate there, because if you walk over a stack of wood and you end up picking up 1,000 wood or 1,000 brick, that is game-changing for you in the late game.
Yeah. This is it, man.
Jamside and SSK, they're so looted right now in terms of materials, and they're both very healthy. 2 more limbs, ladies and gentlemen.
Cypher.
Will they be able to do it? They're putting so much pressure. They have a lot of AR ammo to work with. He even has a grappler, so if it comes down to rotating, he can make some grappler plays to try to catch somebody off guard.
Kinstar goes down. He was shotgunned by Isa there. This is all coming down to the wire. 24 players remaining in the lobby. We get the new safe zone. Look how far away. They have to go up the side of the hill there in the ravine. Jam side wants this,
They really want this. They hear some people coming in. The trap has been placed. I don't know if it was from on top. They're going to try to knock some people down into them.
They were trying. They were like, come down. Eliminations, we need them.
Oh, whoa,
that was down.
Sniped from 33 meters. He took a headshot from 33 meters. Who did that?
Oh,
as this guy goes down, at least he gets to get the materials. Oh no! Will he get the trap off? No, he doesn't. He gets it off, but it gets broken immediately. He edits down and try to put some pressure on his opponent. He knows he's weak. He's going for the finish. He needs 2 more kills. It's coming down to the wire. He needs 2 more eliminations. The storm might take him out if he's not careful. It's ticking for 10 right now, and there's a lot of builds that are not his. He's getting stuck. He's right behind somebody, hits him, finds one more limb, takes the launch pad, going for the high ground.
Rotate, there you go, perfect, a little nook.
He needs to box up right now and play it just a little bit slower. Campfire is clutch. Well. 1 more limb from Jam side, and he is walking away with a big chunk of $25,000, or maybe he'll get 2 more and just secure the whole thing for him and his duo partner. Zeke.
This could happen, dude. This could actually happen.
And he's in a good spot. He's got a good amount of health. He's got good weapons. There's a rift. Are they going to take it? Yes, they will. They have 8 limbs, and they're in a spot to maybe even get the Royale flush.
They could do this. They need 1 more to tie.
There it is!
They just tied with Keenstar and Tixi.
Jam side needs
1.
He's secured, but let's not forget, the other team had 8. The other team could potentially... Which team has 8 limbs? That's Gentside, Blacksu, and Madsen have 8 limbs each.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
6 more limbs available for them.
Something I want to point out, they are also Bush Bandits, by the way.
Let's go, Bush Bandits! Are you talking about Jamside?
Yeah, Jamside doesn't care, Bush Bandits. Jamside is looking for 1 elimination, ladies and gentlemen. He just needs a 1.
He knows it too. Look how he's playing. He's going to use that grappler probably to try to get that high ground. He'll probably wait on the rotation. Okay, so Gentside.
It's Boyer up top, though. That's not, I would not engage
Boyer.
Boyer.
And Octagon are in 2nd place or 3rd place right now. And if they win this.
He's going up.
He messed up. He messed up with the grappler.
It's okay. He's making the rotation.
He needs to be careful. He needs to block his top.
Yes.
He needs to protect
Please.
himself.
Just block. It's Boyer up top, dude. If he finds 1 more elimination.
He's still going for it.
No.
Oh, this is such a crazy play. So risky. One more.
He fights Boyer, and Boyer takes him down. That means he'll tie with Tixi.
He was so focused on taking them out. He really wanted to take them out. Gentside have 9 limbs. Gentside, Madsen, and Blacksu have 9 limbs, and he might be able to pick up his partner. Look at him. There's 7 people left. That means they could get 5 more limbs.
Can you imagine if they take Victory Aldo here? That would put them in 1st place.
And they could take the 11 limbs from Keenstar.
Oh, they could. This is all coming down to the wire. That's another elimination.
They have 10 now.
Oh, is it
going to be a 3-way tie?
More?
Is it going to be a 3-way tie, or will they take it home? Boyer and his partner are putting so much pressure from the top. It's going to be closing in. He's building up. He's forcing the situation. He got pressured and taken out by Boyer.
It's Boyer.
Campfire going down from Boyer. Is he going to get the heal off? No, this is Blacksu putting down the Campfire. If Blacksu wins,
1v1v1.
that is a Royale flush for Blacksu.
Upek starting the med kit now.
Blacksu might take it. No. He's being pressured. He has to commit to it.
Yo, he did get the elimination, but is it enough?
It's not enough. It's not enough. But it's enough.
Goes in. Blacksu.
It was enough to tie it. We have a 3-way tie for the most limbs of the day.
Are you serious? So Madsen, Blacksu.
Wow.
All right, hold on. I have to look at the scoreboard for this. Blackson and Madsu. You've got Tixi and Kinstar. And then Jamside and SSK.
Wait.
All.
You're right. That is a three-way tie.
That's a three-way tie at 11 eliminations. So Txie and Kinstar set the stage for day one. In game one, 11 eliminations. Madsen and Blacksu drop 11, and so do Jamside and SSK 7. We've got a three-way tie for most eliminations in a single match. And on top of that,
25,000 divided by 6 different people. 3 teams. I mean, it's still good. Like,
it's still good.
Let's not brush that aside. But I'm sure one of them hoped that they got that one extra limb to really secure it. Jamside and his partner were seconds away from being the first team to get a Royale Flush. If Boyer or his partner did not push Jamside, he would have gotten that med kit off with the 2 campfires. He would have had enough healing to win that game and be the first team to get the Royale Flush. Now, unfortunately, no team got the Royale Flush, but so many teams were close. And that last game was probably the most intense and the most limbs coming out of these guys.
The game so far.
Now, imagine if these guys played like that from the beginning.
Oh, that's
right?
what you got to think about, man. Especially when you had the Kingwin guys up in front, and then they had those 2 games where they got no points. If they just been doing this the entire time,
I think, and we'll have to wait till we see the final results, but I think the Kingwin guys have been dethroned because there was a lot of teams at the end there who did really well, and they only had a 3-point lead on 2 teams and maybe a 4 or 5-point lead on a couple other teams. So
yeah. And at minimum, Madsen and Blacksu and Jamside get 3 points. On top of, if they placed in top 5, they're going to get an extra point.
Yep.
We'll have to see how things shake out. Let's take a look at the final moments from that last game. The final game.
What a game! Look at Boyer putting pressure on Blacksu. He did not do that. The thing is, Boyer didn't even get a chance to shoot him. Blacksu did secure that limb.
Yeah, but that was enough to stop him from the medkit.
But Blacksu securing that limb got them the 11th limb, which put them in the money for most limbs.
Wow.
So I'm sure he's happy about that. But it would have been nice to get the Royale Flush as well. I think there was more to gain from the Royale Flush than that limb, but it's still.
If that had been a Royale Flush, that would have been 5 extra points heading their way because it would have been 3 from first place and the 2 and 10,000. That would have been the first Royale Flush of the day. We didn't see it from Europe. We'll have to see if NA can surprise
I'm sure we'll
us.
see it
but
from NA.
let's take a look at some of the crazy highlights. My goodness. Match number 6 did not disappoint. And this is early on. Tyovsky there went down. So the Kingwin guys went down at the start of the game and couldn't accrue any additional points. We'll have to see how that affects the leaderboard. Even the likes of Txie and Kinstar throughout this game. And again, Jamside and SSK, man, they show up here in the final game and they just popped off, dropping 11 eliminations. And to have 2 teams do it in the final game, that speaks volumes. I mean, all I want to know now.
What a snipe!
That was a really good one. Now I just want to know about the standings. That's all I want to know. Oh, we also saw a lot of quad crasher, which is great. We didn't see a lot of it, but we heard a lot of it.
There was one moment where the quad crasher was used successfully to get out of a sticky situation.
Yeah.
That was good. Now, I want to see the quad crasher be used offensively.
Yeah, just punch through builds, get crazy high grounds with boosts. All right, man.
That was extremely fun.
I want to know what you have to say before we look at standings. What do you think?
Well, we saw some of the best players in the world go against each other and pull off some crazy plays. We saw things that we didn't expect.
Mm-hmm.
The quad crasher and the quad launcher both being used, especially that quad launcher play to take out Txie and Keenstar. As we predicted, the last 2 games were going to be the craziest games, most entertaining, and the most fights happened. I think, you got to pace yourself in these tournaments, especially when you're in the lead. And I think the Kingwin duo, they did a good job initially, but they might have slowed it down just a little bit too much.
Yep.
But regardless, they'll probably still finish in the top 3, which is great.
Yeah.
Get a lot of points for your club, get a good cash prize out of it, and a 3-way tie for most of the limbs. That I was not expecting. I really did think that somebody was going to come and break it, not tie it. But for 3 teams to tie it, and 2 teams to tie it in one game.
This
was very impressive.
I believe this is the most tyingest of ties we've seen over both the summer and the fall skirmish.
Yeah.
So that in and of itself is crazy. With that, I'm going to let you tell us when we're going to go to it. You
Man,
make the call.
I've had such a good time casting the EU skirmish, and we still have the NA coming up.
Oh my gosh.
This is my first time doing anything like this, and I'm just having a blast. It's extremely fun, and you're a great caster partner to have with me. You know.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
It's been good. But listen, guys, if you're sitting at home and you want more Fortnite action, sit tight. The NA skirmish is starting shortly after. We take a little bit of a break here.
About an hour break, and then we're
you'll
back.
see some more action.
You ready for standings?
I am ready.
Let's do it. Here we go. Where did the teams fall? So Blacksu and Madsen come out on top after that game, dropping the 11 eliminations. It was enough to overtake the Kingwin duo, who are pushed all the way down to 4th. Kingwin, Tyovsky, and Heisel, or I'm sorry,
no,
they pushed down to 2nd. I'm sorry. Saba and Boyer come out on 3rd. Hupek and Kingwin Skix. Another set of Kingwin duos come out in top 5 as well. Tixi and Kinsar in 5th. And don't forget, guys, it's only the top 10th spot that places in the money. So Alpha and Bowman, they edge out Zacubus and Wiggacy for 10th place.
And that was because they got the Victory Royale. Like I said, when it comes to ties, Victory Royale is going to be weighed the most. And then getting that Victory Royale in the first game, even though they only had 2 elims, that's the difference between getting 10th and then not being in the money.
That's right. And that's, I mean, again, we saw the 11 eliminations as the most all day. And that is a tie between Tixi and Kinstar, Madsen and Blackso, and Jamside and SSK. And again, Madsen and Blackso and Jamside and SSK, they drop 11 eliminations in 1 game in the final moments.
So just imagine that those 2 duos took out a quarter of all the competitors in that 1 game.
Unbelievable. Europe, thank you for providing incredible gameplay. But with that, that's about it from us on the day. Just like you said, we'll be back for the NA skirmish. So don't forget to use that hashtag, Fall Skirmish. We love hearing what you have to say. Talk about that action. Talk about this guy.
It's been fun, man. It's been fun.
It's been fun.
I'm heating up.
We've got 6 more games heading around after this. So again, like we talked about, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back after an hour or so.